Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Uncensored Anime Podcast, a podcast where we talk about anime uncensored, and we are your hosts. I am David. We got Kenny. We got Jerry, and we're going to just jump right into it because this is an episode maybe a lot of you have been waiting for. I know I've been very excited for this episode. This is the spring season 2021 episode where we're going to be talking about the first 13 episodes of brand new anime that have released this season. And Jerry, what are you making that face for?
First episode of 13 shows. You said the first 13 episodes.
The first 13 episodes.
Yeah, they came out early for us. We went to all the studios.
We got them all, yeah.
And, you know, they have the 13 episodes ready.
We got the inside scoop. We've got all 13 episodes of every show that we're watching today.
No, I meant what I said, Jerry. We watched. What, did you watch them all? Apparently not.
No, I guess I'm behind shit, dude.
Wait, what is 13 times?
All right. But
we just watched 150 episodes.
Yeah, we freaking marathon 150.
All right, 13 shows. We're going to be talking about the first episode of those 13 shows that have debuted in spring 2021 season. And we're just going to hop right into it, right, Jerry?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
where are we going to
start? David... Wait, we'll figure it out. But like David said, and we've been doing this every season since we started the podcast, this is just a fun way to introduce viewers and other people to 13 brand new shows. So why we do this mainly centers on the fact that, so these are 13 shows that have never been animated before. We're not talking about sequels. We're not talking about, redos. We thought about doing some redos, but for the most part, this is 13 brand new anime series that if you as an anime fan were today, you could jump in and start any of these series right now because they're all starting this season, which is really cool, right? And we're just going to be giving what we call our first impressions. So you have to understand that most of the time when you are watching an anime, you might want to give it 2 or 3 episodes before you decide if you're going to drop it or if you're going to continue with it. But for today's sake, we're going to talk about these 13 shows and give it our first impression. So we're going to essentially rank each of these shows with either a thumbs up, a sideways thumb, or a downwards thumb, right? This is our very scientific method that we use here on the Uncensored Anime Podcast. It's very scientific. A thumbs up means that if one of us gives a show a thumbs up, that means that we're going to definitely continue watching that series for the most part. We feel compelled from episode 1 to continue on, right? A sideways thumbs means that we have some hesitations, but we could see ourselves potentially watching it or maybe even binging it in the future once the season's over. That's kind of like what a sideways thumb is. A thumbs down is that the first episode left a bad impression and we don't want to watch that show for sure. So you'll know if you've seen either of the other 2 seasons we've done. I pretty notoriously give thumbs downs. And David pretty much thumbs up every show that we watch.
I'm easy to please.
We'll see if that trend continues today. And Kenny's usually in the middle. He'll thumbs up a lot, thumbs down some. But for the most part, Kenny won't thumbs down that many because Kenny also will legitimately watch anything.
Yeah, the anime is good. I like anime.
But we really want to give our first impressions, right? So what we'll do is we're going to go one at a time through 13 brand new shows. So if you follow us over on Instagram at the Uncensored Anime Podcast, then you should have seen our list of shows that we watched this season. So we always post what we're watching prior to posting this episode. So that way, if you wanted to, you could have watched all 13 shows. And then you could listen along with us. But if not, feel free to jump ahead and skip to the shows that you did watch to hear our first impressions. Or maybe you just, we're going to spoil the first episodes. But for the most part, that's all we know about a lot of these shows. Kenny might have read the manga for some. So we might go a little bit into details like that. But we won't spoil too much. So for the most part, if you're comfortable with knowing what happens in the first episode, you could listen to this whole podcast all the way through and learn our first impressions on all 13 shows. And that would be okay, because then you would only be spoiled on what happens in the first episode, and you would be able to potentially decide if you want to watch that show or not, right? So it's kind of the hopeful part, right, is that if you watch this episode, our episode, if you listen to this, you're going to decide if you want to watch these episodes of these new animes. So we have a great lineup this season. I think that, and I'm sure the boys will agree here, but a surprising amount of quality anime this season.
Yep.
We try our best when we're picking out these 13. We try our best to pick the ones that are the most interesting to us. So obviously we're a little drawn to these to begin with. If we were to just pick if I were to let Kenny pick all 13, this might be a different story.
Yeah, if we just want to
all isekai.
10 isekais.
Or sports. Isekai or sports.
I think there's only 4 isekais this season.
We'd be watching Burning Commodity or whatever. Kenny.
Bro, what? Okay, don't talk shit about Burning Commodity.
Full drive.
Burning Commodity. No, but for real. So we're not going to do news this episode. We are just going to do the 13 shows because this always takes us a long time. This sort of episode, if you've seen any other ones, you know that this takes us like a full 2 hours to talk about. So we're going to jump right in. My compadres. Boys, if you guys don't mind, we're going to go in the order that I have them written in my notebook.
All right.
So we're going to go in the order that Jerry watched them in. This is the Uncensored Jerry podcast.
Wait, so are we starting with To Your Eternity?
Do you guys have a suggestion for a different order we should watch them in?
I don't think he couldn't have started with To Your Eternity.
Oh, wait, never mind. That just came out.
It came out last.
No, yeah. Jerry, your list is good.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't matter.
Oh, you guys are good with going in the order of my notebook?
Yeah.
The order you watched them in, bro. Come on.
It is. Kenny is correct. This is the order I watched them in because I was writing notes on them as I was watching them. So, yes, this is the order that I did watch them in. So, that means that we are going to be starting today off with I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level.
Your favorite one?
So, that's the best. Yeah, that's your favorite one. That's the one you really enjoyed.
So, David, what do we know about I've been killing slime for 300 years and maxed out my level? Do you have any technical notes for us?
Yeah. So it's just what the title says. So basically, there's our main character in the real world was a person that just worked all their life, just a very super busy person. Their life was their work. And one day they literally died on the job from overworking. And then this person, meets a godlike entity. It's like this angel that gives our main character a second chance at life. And all she wants is to just live alone, be lazy, and just have fun. And so she's reincarnated as a witch. She has her own house that's by a village. And she has it's the universe that she's reborn in is kind of like a video game, and she starts out as level 1. She has some basic skills, and that's it. And so she makes it a point to kill at least 25 slimes a day, which she does. And 300 years goes by, and she realizes that her level's maxed out. And so, that's basically what the first episode was. And a lot of people want to challenge her. She's the strongest being in the universe, as far as we know. And it's just following her adventures of meeting new people, being the strongest person in the world, and just following her adventures. So it's a very cute, very simple, basic isekai.
Do we know if this is a manga, or does anyone know?
This was originally a light novel.
A light novel, so
classic isekai.
And do we know the animation studio?
Yes, this is by Revoroot.
Never heard of them, so
let's look at what they've done. They've done Fully Coolly Alternative.
Okay.
Oh.
They've done 4. So Fully Coolly Alternative, Babylon, I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 Years, and My Isekai Life, which comes out. It's not even out yet.
Wait, My Isekai Life?
Yeah.
Come on, that already sounds like I don't know. I'm interested. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the animation was all right.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, I had no issues with the animation for this show, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so what do you guys think? So let's give. I mean, what's your guys' thoughts before my thoughts on this one? Where were you guys standing after the first episode?
This is just a good can-do isekai, okay? This is just a classic, just bullshit. Like she doesn't even have a cheat really. She's immortal technically. I think that was her cheat.
Yeah.
But like, just
I'm
like
about to say she's immortal. She asked for that when she got revived.
just like some bullshit isekai, bro. It just is that. Ooh, that isekai shit, bro. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all you need. Okay, that's all you need. That's all you need.
If you want to watch an isekai, just crush this up. Get a straw. Just
Give it a good.
300 years max level. Girls turning into dragons, turning into girls.
It's
man.
There's not a lot to say about this show. It's
Jesus Christ. To me, this show was like, okay. Follow my thinking here.
Okay.
So, the isekai girl does a simple thing every day, right, for a long amount of time.
That's how you get
it makes her very strong, right? And then after becoming the strongest, something confronts her. It's a dragon, and it's like, oh, I'm going to be strong. So then she beats the dragon, and the dragon's like, oh, I want to train under you. And then now the dragon is living with her, training with her. Does this not sound like the exact plot to One Punch Man? That's exactly what happens in One Punch Man, right?
Yeah, just wait till more people show up to train, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm just saying, like, the plot of One Punch Man is like the exact same thing, because it's like One Punch Man is like, guy does the same thing over and over for a bunch of days.
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats.
Right, and then all of a sudden he gets confronted by Genos, which is like one of these strong heroes, but then he beats him, and then the Genos decides to join him and wants to live with him and train under him. It's like the exact same setup, except now I wrote down Kawaii Isekai One Punch Man. That's literally what this is. This show doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, because of that, I just was thinking the whole time. I was like, this has no reason to exist. Like, I'm rude about some of this shit, but like, I don't know why this show exists. Like, I couldn't formulate while watching it. Other than, I mean, I guess like boobs. I don't know. There was a lot of boobs. And
was
like,
there? I didn't feel like for like typical isekai there was like the boob ratio was pretty low.
There was the one boob joke about how the girl was
like the main girl working at the guild,
right?
Yeah.
And then so she has massive tits. The main girl, the witch, also has is obviously sexualized. And then we walk into the room and the dragon is also a girl now. And I was like, they're all
classic isekai. Okay?
Why are they
dragons turn into girls? That's just how it is, bro. Okay, dragons turn into girls.
I have no problem with it. I mean, it was fine. Again, I just don't. The whole time I was watching,
girls, spiders turn into girls.
The only thing that I'll give this show is that I was laughing when I was watching the show, and I think that if that is clearly like what it was trying to accomplish, it was funny. Surprisingly for me, because I didn't expect it to be funny, but it actually was pretty funny. I don't know. I for an isekai that was also like, it's a comedy isekai instead of like it's not Log Horizon. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's not like a plotted isekai. I assume the show just stays kind of surface level comedy instead. And
yeah, I think so.
For that matter, I mean, it's funny. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're just looking for a laugh and you like the concept, this could be the right show for you. I really wish the title wasn't so stupid, but
it's a title. It's a title,
right?
Wow. So like, come on,
we've just come to accept this from our shows, huh? This is just a thing now. We just have learned it's like, oh, the title just needs to be a goddamn sentence at this point.
Come on, bro.
I won't harp on it that much because I do think that it was quirky, it was cute, it was fun. It was stylish. I thought the art was actually pretty nice.
Yeah. This is what I like to call.
I laughed. I mean, if I hadn't laughed, like I would have probably hated it more. But I did laugh. So, what do you like to call it?
This is what I like to call a classic. I'm eating a meal right now. What is there to turn on anime? That's what this is. This is one of those, man. I'm eating. You know what? Let's put some anime on. And so I put on. You know, I've been killing slimes for 300 years. I maxed out my level. Okay, you just got to turn it on, and you're eating. You're like, okay, this is cool, and then that's it.
And I'm assuming this is a super popular light novel because it has at least like 6 spinoffs.
Wow,
6 light novel spinoffs.
Jesus Christ!
And so
I don't even know what those could all be about. I just don't even know where that would go.
I was a bottom tier bureaucrat for 1500 years, and the Demon King made me a minister.
That just sounds like another isekai.
That sounds like its own isekai. What the fuck?
Yeah, what?
Oh man!
Come on.
And
yeah,
I mean,
names are ridiculous.
For me, I need at least one. I think I need at least one new isekai a season, and I think this might be my seasonal isekai.
This is the one.
This is the seasonal isekai.
This is the seasonal isekai. I mean, I'm still gonna be watching I'm a Spider, so what? While watching this, but yeah, it was funny. It was.
Let me double check. Is this the only isekai we watched? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
One more. Combatants will be dispatched.
Is that really? It's like kind of an isekai.
I mean, he goes to another world with swords.
Yeah, he goes to another.
Yeah.
He gets teleported to
but
another.
Then they have like guns and shit. So.
We'll talk about that one.
Yeah.
I have opinions on that. Yeah, at least the show was funny. It was quirky. I don't know. It's just not something I would ever watch. Honestly,
Yeah.
I just don't think I would ever watch this. But
well, I mean,
and I'm not even. I try my best. Like I want to watch.
Jerry, it's
stuff,
all right.
like,
Jerry, you can.
Jerry,
I
bro,
feel so
Jerry,
bad.
bro,
Like,
you gotta get off the isekai, man. You gotta get off the isekai, okay?
Man, I want to enjoy it.
Where am I
enjoy
at?
these shows, but I just can't. And it's like I can watch a fun, lighthearted comedy if I like really am digging it, but like something about these types of setups and these sorts of like if I wanted to watch this, I would just watch One Punch Man, which I think is just always funny. But like if that was the concept I wanted to watch, like an overpowered protagonist, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just maybe it's just because One Punch Man is maybe if I'd seen this before I saw One Punch Man, maybe I would love this more. I don't know, but I do feel like this trope is a bit played out in isekais now too, right, Kenny?
What do you mean?
We have one
Like
last season like that.
overpowered protagonist.
That's the classic isekai thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's just a really well used
Yeah.
trope. Wasn't there some
Isekais
sort of like
Classic
Demon at Misfit Academy or something where it's also very One Punch Man esque or something?
Oh yeah.
Demon something. I don't know. I think I saw it on.
I always been thinking of Welcome to the Demon School, Iruma-kun, bro, but that's not it.
No, okay. I've been thinking of.
It came out 2 seasons
You're
ago.
talking about the Misfit of Demon King Academy?
There you go.
I think it is. Yeah, I think that's the
He's
one.
like the
I think
reincarnation of the
Mother's Basement always talks about how it's just like One Punch Man, but isekai.
or like Mashal, bro. Fuck that manga, bro.
Okay, see, that's what, it's just tropey. This is just tropey, and because that,
Fuck Mashal.
it's just tough to like want to like this show.
Mashal's bad.
Even though it was fine. Again, the show was not. It was not 20 minutes that I wish I had back. I thought it was like fine. It's just not something I could see myself watching.
Yeah, if you're gonna make a funny comedy shonen manga, make it about a kid who has to go to high school with his mom, dad, sister, and dog, bro. Or make it about a cop with a partner who's a dolphin. Bro.
It's gonna be a while since we see those animated, so
Man,
I think Hardboiled Cop and Dolphin could be next year. Because we're at like 50 chapters.
Yeah, it's got quite a bit. Okay, well then let's do it, boys. Thumbs for this one. How are we thinking? In 3, 2, 1.
David, bro.
It starts. It starts.
You can't be thumbing up everything.
Oh! I already said, this is my isekai for the season, so I had to give it a thumbs up. So
David, bro. Okay, that's one. We're gonna count. Okay.
I just won't be. I gave it a thumbs down. Just won't. It's not my style. I won't watch it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
What's next on your list, Jerry?
Next, and I'll let Kenny describe this one. Kenny, tell us about "Don't Toy with Me, Miss Nagatoro."
Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro is a nasty boy show. It's about a bully who sort of gets off bullying this kid who makes manga. There's nothing sexual yet, but I know it's to come. And also, I think that it's like she's a bit of a bully for sure. But
Absolutely.
But the thing is that like I think she like they just draw her crooked, even though like if if the intonation wasn't a particular way, I think that she would just be being normal, which is like weird. And then like I don't know, man. Like whenever she's like wiping his tears up, you're like, what the fuck? That's fucking weird. But if she was just like a nice, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I made you cry. Let me help you with your tears. It's a nasty boy show. Like.
This show is cringe as fuck.
That's it. That's all Kenny's giving. Okay,
I know what's to come, bro.
David, you got any notes for what's the like studio and stuff?
Yeah. So,
God,
this was originally a web manga written and illustrated by someone named Nanashi, also known as 774. If I looked up if they made anything else. I don't think they've made anything else. Yeah. So Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro is their only work.
Okay.
It's illustrated by Telecom Animation Film.
Okay.
Which they have done Lupin the Third Part 4, The Italian Adventure. Oh, that's a film. What series?
Is that the latest one? Oh no.
It's a movie.
Oh, because they've done a lot of stuff.
Oh,
Wait, they've done a shit ton of stuff. What the hell?
Oh, okay, cool. So
Okay,
pretty well accomplished.
So yeah. Oh, they've done they did Dr. Stone, the Storm Wars.
Oh, okay.
And Megalobox 2. They're doing Shenmue. Yeah.
Well, they did Nomad this season.
Wait, what's Nomad? Is that Dr. Stone reference?
No,
Megalobox.
Oh,
2.
Nomad. Yeah. Yep, they did. Yeah, they've done a lot of stuff.
So they're a pretty well acquainted studio.
Yes, and yeah, that's really about it. It's pretty new. It came out in November 2017, so it's like.
Oh, the manga did.
Yeah, it debuted in November 2017, so it's pretty.
Wow, that is pretty new. It's a
Yeah.
pretty quick turnaround for an anime, but
It's 2021.
Correct. It is 4 years actually.
4 years, yeah, but
Come on, guys. We keep thinking it's 2020. It's 2021.
It's not 2021. Okay.
So
Thoughts, boys?
I
On Nagatoro?
cringed.
I cringed.
It's just like if he didn't like at the very end of the episode was like, I don't mind if you do it after being bullied like 3-4 times, because like going through it, I felt so uncomfortable. It was like there's like nothing, since there wasn't anything like sexual or anything to hint that there's some kind of infatuation between the two of them. I just read it all as just straight up dead ass bullying, and I was like, this isn't cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is she bullying him so hard?
Yeah.
And so,
I don't know if he's gonna get a name. Are they just gonna call him Senpai the whole time? Like that's it. That's it.
That's something else that irked me. Senpai?
That's some hentai shit. If you don't name your male characters, okay, that's some hentai shit. Okay.
Is that hentai trope?
Yes, bro. Name your goddamn male characters, okay?
Fucking senpai.
Senpai.
Kenny, what do you think? Nagatoro, did you like it though?
I'll watch it. Fuck, bro. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I'm just like,
I want to see episode 2 to like see.
Yeah, I can't wait till like she like. I like whenever the girl they're like kind of mean to him, but then like they're like really protective. I'm in for that portion. Whenever the other girls start trying to. Yeah,
he loves tsunderes. So this
yeah,
is like,
I love the dare.
This is like tsundere, but like almost too far. Like
Is
I don't know,
tsundere or just dead ass bully.
Yeah.
I know she's almost like a yandere, but not really, bro. Like,
right, she's like on the line. Yeah, I noticed that when I was watching.
She's a weird trope, but yeah, I'm excited to see her be protective. Whenever the other girls try and get at senpai, bro, don't even.
I think the big thing.
I'm hoping.
I don't know, guys. This show is hard for me to watch. I wanted to think it. I think that I was constantly like waiting to laugh. Like I wanted it to be funny or something. I don't know what to expect out of like a. This was not a. It's not a harem. It's like a weird like
not
incel.
Yet.
It's like an incel BDSM fantasy or something. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like it's like for all the fucking dweebs out there that like have never fucking had affection, but they crave like dark attention from a woman. And then, like, God, like, he, like, got bullied to tears twice in the first episode. And then was like, I kind of like it. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? I was like...
See, no, it was more like he tried to say that he liked it so that she would stop doing it. Right? Was that not
No, I don't think so. I think he liked it, Kenny.
Because, I mean, he was like...
Bro,
that's what he did whenever he was a kid, whenever he was getting bullied, bro.
It did show that weird bully flashback thing that
where he was like, I don't care.
Like, did he get off on that too? Like,
yeah, that's the real question. Was this like
no?
That's
why I don't know, bro.
You think it's like his method to like get her off his back?
Exactly. I thought it was like his like anti-bullying method.
Maybe. I mean, that might be true. I noted the weird flashback. I did write that down because I was like, what is up with this?
Like,
what's going on here?
Like, what's the purpose of the flashback?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that I was thinking the whole thing was that like generally when they're like, okay, the only other show I've ever watched really that has sort of a similar trope is Prison School. And Prison School is obviously built on its humor, right? Like the great part about Prison School is like
Prison School is built on its hentai.
It's funny. It's funny first and foremost, and then obviously the sexual aspect is like the why it's funny because they continually like rope that in. So I was expecting there to be some sort of like comedic moment, but like it was not funny when she like made him mimic his manga and then like fucking psyched him out. That was not funny. Or when she fucking like sat there sexually while he drew her and then was like, haha, you can't draw fucking thighs, dweeb. And I was like, the fuck? I was like, what the fuck, bro? I was like, are you kidding me? And then like pushed him in the fucking all of it was like,
well, I think that was an accident. Okay, she didn't know her own strength. You saw how athletic she was earlier. Okay,
yeah,
and he was like okay.
a weird like BDSM incel fantasy. Like I was just constantly thinking like, there's a specific audience for this show, and it's not me. Like I was like, there's a person out there that's gonna love this, but I'm not that person. Like it was not my thing. I also thought it was. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the voice actor that played Senpai was Deku.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So I noticed like the moment he started, I was like, it's fucking. And also, I watched a new episode of My Hero like right before it, so I was like, God damn it! I was like, it's fucking Deku, dude. They really had to get the most wuss ass like, God damn it,
Deku, bro.
Daiki Yamashita.
And yeah, I was not super. Yeah, and I was not super stoked. The translation decided to throw the word sus in there. Did you guys catch that one too?
Yeah.
People are memeing the hell out of that. And I'm
it
like,
was hella memed, yeah.
I'm like, Crunchyroll, like, stop.
Maybe he was being sus, bro. I don't know.
I mean, she almost certainly said some sort of other thing, but they decided they decided to translate it into a modern what's the word? Like they wanted to use modern slang because she was using some sort of slang probably. And they were like, "Oh, this will be funny. We're gonna put sus in the subtitles." And I was like, "Fucking Crunchyroll, dude." Whatever.
Jerry's pretty sus, David.
I mean, pretty sus, Jerry.
This show was hard for me to watch. That's all I'll say. It was just not. Yeah. I want to watch more just to see if there's something in there, because I just couldn't. I couldn't pull out like a theme. I couldn't pull out like where the characters are headed. This seems like a I mean, it seemed like the first episode set up just this concept of like, this bitch is going to get bullied every episode. He's going to cry and then he's going to like it. Like that's the only, and I'm like, if this is just that, I'm not sure what the end goal is.
She's going to soak up his tears. She's going to collect his tears in a vial.
Yeah.
And that's her goal. David. That's her goal, I guess.
A vial.
She loves him, bro.
Right, I guess there might be some sort of romance in there that I'm overlooking.
At least like drop a hint of it though.
Yeah,
there was like nothing.
And that's what really killed me about this first episode is that if someone was going into this like hoping for a deep like anything like to learn something, this episode just did nothing. It was purely bullying for 30 minutes and a final reveal that he likes it, and I was like, yay. I was like, yee. Whatever. This show was weird. Boys, thoughts? Any other thoughts?
That's all I got. It's time to thumb.
This one's too easy for me. This is a straight down, boys.
I think I'll watch it. Oh, David, no thumbs up, bro.
No thumbs up. This is a sideways thumb.
Cringe even for David.
It was just like, it just made me feel uncomfortable. I was like, I don't. Like, if there were just any hints of, like, any kind of, like, affection or romance or anything, I would have been like, okay, so there's, like, some underlying thing happening here. But there was none. It was just cringe and uncomfortableness, so.
Yep, this was a easy thumbs down for me. Although I will admit, I might watch an episode or two more, purely to see if there's something else. Like, I might just, like, before I completely drop it, I might watch an episode or two more just for shits and giggles. Okay, great. Let's do 86. So I'll give us a little sound off on what this show was about. So 86, I think it's 8686. It's like the number 86 and the word 86 after it.
Yeah.
So the world of 86 is sort of in the future. I don't know if we got an exact year. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's in the future. And in this future, all wars are done in robots. Essentially, there are these robot commanders, but no deaths occur, right? Human deaths aren't happening because all of war is being commanded by commanders that are off-site running robots. So because there's a lot of warring states, a lot of warring countries, and we meet a young lady who has just been promoted up to a leader of a commanding area of robots that constantly has issues. And essentially it's because there's this one robot. Again, I'm gonna use robots in parentheses from this point forwards because at the end of the episode, it kind of reveals there's more at play. There's this robot that leads its commanders to commit suicide or leave the force, so on and so forth. And we realize throughout the episode that this lady, she communicates, she's talking to these robots over a phone, and she's marking tallies of deaths when the robots die. And, her commander's like, quit doing that. Nobody's dying. And then at the back half of the first episode, we get a clip of the people in the robots. Surprise, there are humans in the robots. And they are real people, and they are dying. And that was the episode. And the episode closes with the girl commander who has empathy for the people out on the field, talking or communicating with her new force, her new troops, essentially. The ones that are sort of the troublemaker troops. I can't remember, like Grimlock or something was his name, like Grim Reaper or something.
He's the Grim Reaper.
Their main leader.
Was it Undertaker?
Name is
Undertaker. Undertaker. I was like, some scary name.
They call him the Reaper though because his name is Shin, right? So
something like that.
They call him Shinigami.
So surprise, there's humans in the robots. That's the concept of the show. The first episode pretty much gives you, to be honest, the first episode was very much like an overarching, like, it was a world building episode, which is pretty cool. I mean, it was very high concept is the word that I'll use. This is a very high concept sort of show. Tibbs, any notes about the
background?
Yeah. Any background information? Was this manga?
Originally light novel, then was serialized in Square Enix's seinen manga magazine, Young Gun, as a manga, and then now it's adapted by A1 Pictures. So, which is why animation was pretty nice.
Looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looked clean. Good. Pretty much every show so far has looked pretty good, and this one. Yeah, this
one was halfway through it. I was like, "Is this Pictures with My Dad, the anime?" Because both like the main girl and the scientist girl were like, "I'm following my dad's footsteps. Yeah. Look at this picture with me as a kid and with my dad." And I was like,
I did notice that.
What is going on?
There was definitely like a weird theming of like,
if somebody else has pictures with their dad in this goddamn anime, but this is the War is Bad anime. War's Bad.
Yeah, the theme right off the back was War is Bad. Yeah, I mean, this was a pretty clear attempt at theming here that like, we as human beings make a mess of war always, no matter how we do it, and it always fucking isn't good. So, I don't know. It was a little on the nose for me in some parts, but
I'm interested in it. Yeah. I just, I feel like maybe, I feel like Shin or the Reaper is going to be more. Like, I felt like maybe he would be a much better protagonist than this girl who sort of was like, I don't know, born into it. It almost is like the savior trope. Like, she's like, oh, this girl who was born into royalty basically and is, the youngest commander ever, and she's gonna come and save all of these, these secondary humans. And you're like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
it's kind of like it would be. I feel like it would be a more compelling story if it was about all the people. The 86. I think it says they're part of the 86th district.
The 86. Yeah,
they're not technically humans.
They don't count them as fucking deaths when they die. Like, what's the fuck up?
Yeah. But I think it'd be more compelling if it was just about them and not necessarily even like.
I think there's going to be a bit of that. How some shows and movies it's about the worlds colliding, right? The poor and the rich coming together for like a combined goal. I think that's going to be part of this as well. Yeah. I'm not sure if the light novel or whatever is over already, but I don't know if the anime will get to its conclusion or not. But
I don't know. I'm interested to watch more of this.
Yeah, it's still running, Jerry.
It is, so that we won't get an ending, which is unfortunate. I'm like, damn it.
It's there might be a lot of content though because it started in February 2017.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And it's so interesting because as I was watching the show, I thought that we were going to get theming about like, is AI like sentient or like does their lives matter? But then I realized, wait, these aren't AI.
No, there's just people in the robots.
Yeah, I just wrote at the end, so there are people in them. So I think that one of the biggest weak points of the first episode was it was like really heavy exposition.
Yeah.
And it was like if you weren't really like reading the dialogue, you had to really be focused. And because that like if you lost track of anything, you were going to be lost. And most shows that are way too exposition dump heavy, they can get really tied up in the weeds and you'll end up with a really messy plot later. So I'm scared that this type of like when you do a high concept like sci-fi type show like this, you're going to get really like in a tough situation. But maybe it's going to be more about the war and mystery stuff. So maybe all that the exposition was necessary to just like get us to this. And then it's going to be more character driven. I'm not sure. From the first episode, though, it was just really, really almost too much exposition. I mean, we met so many characters so fast.
The other
a lot of dialogue, just a lot of talking.
Really dialogue heavy, yes.
The other sci-fi show I felt like I had the same issue with.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that one again, yes. I think I wrote similar stuff there, too. Vivy.
Yeah. So much exposition and the fucking I could care less about these weird spider tank things. Put them in some fucking Gundams, okay?
I wrote they look like Tachikomas from
a little bit
from Ghost in the Shell.
But fuck them, bro. Put them in some fucking Gundams. Make them swing some swords. Okay.
I don't know. This show was tough and it was a bit of a slog, but it was still fun to watch for the first episode. So if you're into something high concept and female lead, I mean, this could be it, but definitely not. I don't know. The best like sci-fi show that I've watched.
Yeah, like it seemed interesting. It seemed like I don't know what the decision was to cramp so much information in the first episode, but the second that the 86 Squadron like appeared, I was like much more invested because I didn't really care about any of the characters before they were introduced, but once the entire crew was on the screen, I was like, oh, now I want to know about these people. I care about these people. So hopefully the season does give them more of the limelight than like the Capitol and the squadron leaders or whatever, because I just feel like the actual people that are doing the combat are going to be much more interesting to watch.
Yeah, I hope so too. I don't know where it's going, honestly. I've never read any of the manga or the light novels or anything, so I'm not sure where it's headed. So from episode 1 though, it was interesting. I'll give it that. It was interesting. Yeah. So, boys, thumbs on the ready. I'm gonna do a side thumb for this one.
I think I'm gonna watch this one.
I might watch the rest, but if I did, I'd probably wait for the season to be over.
Yeah,
so that I know like more what's ahead. But yeah, I don't think I'd want to watch this weekly.
2 up for David. 2 of 3.
Also, I just saw that this is so the genres are mecha, military science fiction, and it's also romantic thriller.
Oh, romantic thriller.
I'm assuming that our squadron leader of the 86 and our
Undertaker and
our
the
girl are going to fall in love.
Come on, you forget about all the marriage candidate bullshit that
Commander,
we were talking about.
Oh, there was some little underlying stuff there, Kenny. I forgot.
That was hinted, yeah.
It was all mixed in. There was so much fucking exposition. Whatever.
There was a lot.
And they don't have real eggs in the capital. I don't know, bro. There was a lot of world building shit that I was like,
there was so much exposition.
Hopefully it'll just chill out now. And
yeah, again, if it can be more character driven, it might be more fun.
Right.
Okay, David, tell us about Let's Make a Mug 2.
Oh shit!
Shit! Let me tell you about Let's Make a Mug 2. So, Let's Make a Mug 2 is about we got our main character. She's a little girl, and her.
What does she do, David?
Oh, what does she do? So her dad and her grandma from
I don't know if it was really
from
clear
her
what she
mom's
was.
side.
Yeah, I think it was her grandma.
Yeah, so grandma. So little girl lives with her dad and her grandma. They just moved to her mom's hometown, and her dad and grandma, they open up a cafe. And so she goes to school. She's like, "Hey, I'm from this other place. Nice to meet you all." She's like starting school. Everything's going good, and she's like figuring out what kind of if she wants to do an after school activity, and she just stumbles upon the pottery club, and so her 2 other girls that are in her grade. And I guess she's like the advisor for the pottery club. The 4 of them, they're like making pots. And then she realizes that her mom was like a very famous what are they called? Potters? What's
I don't know. What do you call someone who does pottery? She's a
I don't know. Ghost.
Potter.
I know Ghost. Hey, let me just. Okay, her mom's. Oh wait, did we already say her mom's dead, bro?
Oh yeah, her mom's dead.
Her mom died.
her
Okay,
mom
but
died.
is this gonna be a ghost situation?
I sure hope not. But
It's
I can
a
already,
I
I
feel
can
like
already
it- I feel like it
imagine a
has to
scene where she's going in, and all of a sudden her mom's
ghost hands.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and that's the whole show. So it's about her like getting, finding her love for pottery that coincidentally her mom also had, and so
All right, I'm googling it.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of some. There were already some moments where her mom as a ghost. It was like a flashback, but she was still visible. Her like mom ran past, like tapped her on the shoulder. She was like, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of scenes where her ghost mom will pop up and do some past present comparisons. And it's really interesting because this show was last thing.
No, you go.
Interesting because this show was like 14 minutes long, but then it had like a 9-episode like live action of the voice actors like going to.
I didn't
9
watch
minutes.
it.
Yeah.
You didn't watch it, Jerry?
Bro, that's part of the pottery experience.
Jerry.
They're doing pottery, Jerry.
I'm watching the anime, not the damn live action shit.
No,
All right.
it's about the pottery. It's like it's with the show. bro.
It's about the pottery.
It's supplemental. It's not important to like the actual plot, but there was like 14 minutes of like the anime, and then 9 minutes of the voice actors of the main 4 cast members going to the city that the show is based off of, going to all the shops that the shops in the show are based off of, and I think they just bought some pottery from the inspiration of the shops in the show. And not only do we get what's happening next week in the anime, but we get what's happening next week in the live action as well. So it's kind of like a just supplemental stuff for the show. So it's cute.
They're doing some pottery, man.
Just do some pottery.
I'm down for pottery the anime. Okay, I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
I'm down.
I think what surprised me most was that like this was not. I thought it was gonna be like slice of life, but it seemed more plot driven than that actually. Yeah. There seems to be some sort of and a couple like sports tropes trickled in there, like just like the way she was whisked away into the club. There's like sort of a mentor and a someone who's really excited about the club. Some very like sports, this is the first time we've had someone in the club for a long time, and then like also like her mom like potteried herself to death. I'm not sure what that, what I mean? Like it was implied that like because she comes home and she's like, "What? I joined the pottery club." And her dad was like, "Oh shit." And she like, goes and
he knew it would
like,
happen one day.
He knew it one day.
Yeah. I was like, did the mom pottery herself to death? I'm just confused. Like, I was like, I guess her mother just worked herself to death through pottery. Which
or
is
there
whatever.
was a pottery accident. I don't know. Okay, I don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure. A pottery accident, Kenny. Now you're going pretty far, dude.
Okay, I'm just saying. Okay,
her dad seemed like not like upset that she did it, but like as if he just knew that she would follow in his mom's footsteps one day, and it's just something to remind him of her. Which I can tell if he wanted. Well, he seemed proud.
It seemed like there was some concern.
Yeah.
Again, it was almost like I was just worried that he was like, "Oh man, my daughter's joined and she's gonna pottery herself to death." Like, I'm like, what? Like, that's what I was concerned. I was like, I don't know. But yeah, this show was pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I think we pretty much covered it. I mean, the animation looked fine. This was definitely one of the more simple anime styles of any of the other shows we watched. Yeah. I'm not sure. This is based off a manga, I think, actually.
Yep.
A shonen manga, I think, if I remember correctly.
It was an online manga.
Pottery is the most shown in there.
Online manga serialized by Planet. I guess that's the name of the person. And then a second manga series by a person, Osamu Kashiwara, which was serialized online as well via Akita Shoten's Manga Cross website. So this is an online only manga.
Yeah, but via Akita Shoten.
Yeah,
so it's interesting.
Is that what is Akita Shoten?
I want to say they're one of the publisher houses or something that does a lot of different manga. So it's probably like
yeah. It looks like they run a lot of magazines.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Studio that did this, did we note that?
Nippon Animation.
Oh, they're pretty big, I think.
They let's see, let's name drop some of these things. They did those aren't anime. They did like 1999 Hunter x Hunter. What's some recent ones?
1999 Hunter x Hunter. From Hunter x Hunter to Let's Make a Mug 2, real solid.
Think you're gonna make any Synesties?
Wait, what the fuck?
They better, Kenny.
So they did Hakushon Daimo 2020.
Okay.
And then they did Hyako, which was from 2008. So I guess they just didn't produce any anime from 2008 to 2020.
Oh Lord, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I guess they did a lot of unless I'm just reading this wrong and I'm an idiot, but it looks like
well, get in the comments. Get in the comments, guys.
Correct David in the comments, guys. Let's
get in the comments. Get in the comments. Tell them all.
This anime company made.
No, I can read fucking Wikipedia, and they did, from what I know, they did old Hunter x Hunter, and that's it. They've done like a lot of movies, but I don't recognize any of the movies. So
cool. Okay. Let's give it a thumb, guys. Let's make a mug 2. What are we thinking? Ready, set. Yeah, that's what that.
David, no, you, bro, you are lying right now.
He's lying to us. He's lying. He's not. Look, he's giving a thumbs up.
I know. I'm gonna watch it every week, so
I
won't lie to myself. I won't lie to myself.
It's David's favorite show ever.
I sounded so excited talking about the live action episodes too. I can't lie to myself. I'm gonna watch this every week.
You nasty motherfucker. No. This show was fine. It's just not my style. Just nothing I'm interested in. And I mean, characters were fine. It was fine. It's not bad.
It's cute.
It wasn't bad and totally could be the right show for someone. Just probably not something I will watch. All right, Kenny.
What's next?
Odd Taxi.
Ooh.
Tell us about Odd Taxi, Kenny.
Odd Taxi was the best anime this season, bro.
Shut up, dude.
Odd Taxi was just great. It's pure style. It's just so good. It seems like it's a mystery, a bit of a mystery type, possibly with thriller aspects. Odd Taxi had one best opening this season. Fuck, bro, that song is a bop.
Hard agree.
If you don't bop to Odd Taxi, it's the name of the song as well. It's called Odd Taxi. I don't know if we get along, but Odd Taxi was so good and interesting. And so it's about a hippo, I think, or he's a seal,
walrus, maybe
walrus.
Walrus.
Everybody's animals, but they're not actually animals. He's a taxi driver, and he's got a bit of there's like some hints about his past. Maybe he has an odd relationship with some cops, and he sort of knows this criminal. And he goes to this doctor, and so about halfway through the episode, he goes to his doctor, and he's like, "Yeah, I see everybody's animals still." Like, and you're like, "Wait a second, what?" So everybody isn't actually animals. It seems like he's just suffering from some sort of condition. And so it's a bit of a mystery, bit of a thriller. There's some, because he has this odd relationship with this cop, and he seems to know about this criminal, or this dangerous criminal, as people are calling him, and there's obviously, why is everybody animals? Like, we sort of don't know that. So it's super interesting. In this first episode, we just sort of like, I don't know, we just sort of build the world, and I was totally hooked. I'm ready for episode 2. I haven't watched it yet, just because I know that we were supposed to not, like,
mm-hmm. We hold. We
wait until we record, and then we watch the rest of it.
I didn't hold.
David, bro, what?
Oh my Lord!
Wait, well, not for. I held for Odd Taxi, but I didn't hold for another show.
Oh my God! It was Let's Make a Mug 2, bro. Oh my God!
He's already seen the whole.
It was Higehiro.
Oh,
Higehiro!
It was Higehiro.
Oh my God,
David's bought in there.
But yeah, Odd Taxi's just great. A lot of style. Opening's great, and it's just I'm interested to see what more is there to come, because it feels like this first episode we just did some world building very lightly. And so there's a whole lot more, I feel like, especially mystery aspects. And I kind of like mystery shows.
Yeah.
Details, David, about the show?
This shit's original.
Animation?
This shit is
this is an original anime.
This is, and I think I don't know why, but I think I've been liking original animations much more than
lately. They've
maybe not more than like based off of like something else, but it seems like they're always good.
There've been some good ones coming out lately for sure.
Yeah.
So it's an original anime. So no
produced
prior.
Produced by OLM Incorporated.
I've never heard of them.
But they did the original Berserk. They did.
Oh wow.
Oh, the '90s Berserk. Okay.
They did. I don't recognize any of these.
Do you not see this big one right here?
What is it,
Pokemon?
Kenny?
They've done some Pokemon shows, some Pac-Man shows.
April 1st, 1997 to present.
They've done some.
Oh, they're like the current animators for Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Some Yokai Watch, some card fights.
Those are all some like kiddie shows.
Yeah, so they do some kiddie shows.
Odd Taxi, not a kiddie show.
No, I do not think so.
I don't think so. Who is the creator, David? Is there a name for like maybe like an author, creator? Who is like
this was written by I don't know if that's a creator, but written by Kazuya Konomoto.
Any other credits to their name? Maybe. Let's see if that's going to help us figure out.
Let me look at the anime television series directed by Baku Kinoshita.
It's always nice because I wonder if like sometimes with these original animes you'll get people who are pretty established that are making them. You know what I mean? Like you'll get like someone who's written a manga before, or written an anime before, or something doing these. But
so let me look at the manga. So the manga creator is the Kazuya Konomoto
Wait,
guy.
I thought you said Odd Taxi was an original.
It's a manga adaptation of the anime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so they're also
anime
making
first,
a manga.
But yep.
Okay, they did that with Skate too, by the way, which I didn't know. They're making a manga out of Skate as well.
So this person made Crow's Respect and Setsutsumi.
No idea.
I've never heard of those two.
No idea.
But they both
interesting.
look very interesting. The art looks really cool.
This is just its own.
So,
Odd Taxi's just its own lane. It's just some people doing something.
Original, dude.
This is exciting. The best thing.
Oh no, I was gonna say fun fact: Odokawa, which is the walrus, he's voiced by the same person who voices Tanjiro.
No way.
No way.
No way.
Tanjiro and Falco from Attack on Titan.
I would not have guessed that. Oh my lord. Okay,
range, dude.
The range, baby, the range. Okay, so my only thought on this show is that it's so fun to watch stories about human beings be told through animals, and it works so well in this show because the dialogue is sharp as sharp can be. Like there was no narration or anything. This whole first episode is set up through conversations between people, and all of the mystery unravels through conversation. You have to start picking it apart as you watch, you know, the conversation he has with his doctor. The doctor then has the conversation in the bar about him. And then it's like he has the conversation with the police officers while he's got the guy in his car, and the interactions between him and the guy in the car, and the picture that was taken, and all this stuff starts to unravel through dialogue. And when you have a show that can do that, you are on the right track, baby. Like that's all I can say is like you are on the right track, because shows that are told and built through character development and dialogue like that, oh my, it's like you just have a great time, especially when it's actually a fun story. And just for me, this was a masterclass in dialogue writing. Like I was laughing, I was bought in. Like Kenny said, from the moment this episode ended, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be good. Like we're in for a fucking wild ride on this show. So I'm excited to see where it goes, and knowing that it's anime original, that means most likely we'll get a focused story, and that makes me so happy. Just knowing that we're gonna get a nice focused story. But yeah, just beautiful dialogue, best opening of the season, just fantastic first episode.
Yeah,
that's my only thoughts, boys.
Yeah,
Kenny, David.
I'm most excited. Like I said, this I think was my most excited show. Odd Taxi is it's so much style and it's interesting, and I don't know. I'm ready to see more. Obviously.
Yeah.
So
it was cool to feel like the second that the show started and you see Otokawa just driving and he's listening to the radio, and then they're actually like playing like actual music on the radio. It was just so like from the very beginning I felt immersed in this universe. And then the conversations just felt and sounded so raw, and it just made it feel so relatable to these characters. And like when Otokawa was talking like shitting on social media, it's like I don't get why you do that. It's like why do you do it? And he's like, it's what was he saying? It was like, oh, it makes me feel like wanted or important or something. Just like trying to like validate social media. And
what a crazy conversation, but in the car between them two.
Yeah,
and then him still like it's like the guy in the backseat like didn't learn anything from the conversation and just like took the picture and tweeted it out anyway. And then like when he calls him on the payphone, and he's like, "Did the post go viral?" And he was like, "Well, your phone's blowing up." He's like, "Oh my god, it went viral!"
It's like the only thing he cares about. Oh yeah, and that was the very first conversation in the whole show. Between those two. So it's like from the very beginning, it's like. The show starts off with just like a very like, I guess not really like powerful, but like just a very intriguing and immersive conversation. So
especially
relatable
to be had in a taxi between two strangers.
I just hope that people don't skip out on this show because of the art style. It's clearly drawn differently, and it's a stylistic choice. You can definitely tell, and because of that, I hope that people don't skip on this show because it was. Great. The style looks really nice. I mean, they managed the show really good. So I really hope that viewers don't skip just because it looks like a kid's cartoon or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it works for this aesthetic too.
Yeah. So yeah. I love it.
I'm about to say
it's kind of got that Beastars vibe of like an adult story told through animals. So
pour one out for
Netflix
my boy
jail.
Beastars.
Pour one out for Netflix jail. Beastars.
God damn it, bro.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Thumbs for ODDTAXI. I'm gonna assume this one's a little obvious, but this is an all around, guys. This is one of our few all thumbs up. One of my favorites for sure. Really, really solid.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know the full title for this, but wait, who just described that? Oh, this is okay. I'll do this one.
I did.
Because Kenny did the last one. So the next show is called Higehiro. I believe it's something along the lines of I shaved my face and took in a high school girl or some shit like that.
After being rejected. You got it, Kenny. You got it.
No, you're reading it out, bro.
Oh, David's reading it.
Higehiro, after being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runaway.
Yeah. There we go. Higehiro. And the best part about that title is that's the description of the fucking show.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
Literally. Episode 1 starts out. This guy gets rejected on a date. On his way home, on his way home from that date, that date,
that same night,
he stumbles on a high school girl. He's very drunk. The high school girl is like, "Let me stay with you. I'll let you have sex with me." And he's like, "No, I don't want to have sex with a high school girl, but you can stay with me." She stays over. He wakes up the next morning. He's like, "Oh no, why are you here?" And she's like, "You said I could stay here." And he's like, "Well, fuck." And so he takes responsibility for her. She's a runaway. She's a runaway. Surprise, it's in the title too. She's a runaway. And he kind of decides to become a bit of a father figure to her is the way that I would describe it. And saying that like he wants to take some responsibility, but he also wants to make sure that she like learns a lesson. Because he kind of realizes at some point in this first episode, like, well, if I just give her a place to stay forever, like she'll never learn, she'll always just keep fucking up.
Right. He's like, I don't want to bail her out.
Yeah, I don't want to be her ticket out like all these other guys have been. And he kind of implies that most likely she had been sleeping with other dudes to live with them. She'd been on the run for 6 months, she says. All this stuff, but he's kind of accepted like, okay, I guess she's going to stay with me for an undisclosed amount of time. What can we do to help establish her? There's a couple scene setting, they like buy her a futon and like stuff like that. You meet some people at his work, and then he shaves at the end. He shaves, just like the title told us. So, David, what about the? Is this what's the logistics? Studio, light novel? What do we air?
So another one that was originally a light novel, illustrated by someone that goes by the alias Buta, with 3 O's. So Buta. And there was a manga adaptation. and now it's an anime.
Cool.
And it's being adapted by Project Number 9, another one that I don't think I've ever heard of.
No,
they did bottom tier character Tomozaki.
Okay, cool. So we just watched.
It kind of looked like that animation, actually.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, I'm like, okay,
Cool. Okay, cool.
And that's really it.
Is the manga or the light novel completed, or is it still?
It is still ongoing.
Well, shit.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I lied. That hasn't happened yet. So apparently, it ends June 1st of this year.
Oh, so it's coming to an end. Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't expect the anime to adapt an entirety of a light novel, but it might at least give us some conclusion or something, or lead on to another season. Who knows? But maybe they'll do it all. Who knows? Great, boys. What'd you think about Higehiro?
There's nothing more to say about it. The title of the show perfectly describes the show, and so like if you don't want to watch that, then don't watch. If you don't want to watch a runaway girl and a guy that just got turned down and shaved, then I don't. Then
this isn't the show for you.
But if you do, then I don't know. Nothing crazy happened in this episode, so I don't even know how to I guess it's
right.
It's like a bit of a slice of life, or we're gonna see more of their, her learning more and him learning how to teach. I think that growth can be interesting too. The sort of, he's not romantically coming to understand this girl. He's going to sort of, through teaching another younger human how to sort of be together in their life, he's going to grow himself, which I think is really.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. Yeah.
Yeah. If they do become romantically involved, I'm out of here. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think. Well, this is a romance. So, hit me with some genres. Shonen.
Hit me with the genres.
Shonen. Yeah.
Shonen.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think I don't know why. Like, what about? Okay, so this was a show that I cheated and watched episode 2 on. But I don't know why, but watching that first episode made me. I was just like obsessed with it. I think I just felt connected to the main character because of
Because you need a shave, bro.
Because you need a shave and you.
Me too.
But,
oh my.
But I don't know. It's really hard to put into words. But I just really want to know what because as Jerry was saying, there's hints that she's fucked up a lot or made some not the best decisions in her life.
Yeah, it's definitely
And so it's very interesting to see what our main character, what the guy, I think his name is Yoshida-san, what kind of lessons that, because I mean, as far as we know, he's not an awesome, amazing person either. And he even says multiple times, if you think I'm awesome, you need to increase your standards because I'm not that great either. But it's going to be, I'm very interested to see the lessons that he teaches. I think her name is Sayu. And then the lessons that he learns from teaching her, you need to make better decisions in life.
Right.
So.
It's definitely, I mean, at the very least, I got to give that, it's a dramatic concept that I have not considered. I can't say that it's tropey because I just don't know if it's really playing on any tropes off the top of my head. It's a pretty unique concept at its core. Random kind of not deadbeat, but just regular salary man has to manage a new life with a random runaway kind of deviant living in his house. Conceptually, I think conceptually, it's pretty sweet. I think it's got at least conceptually, it's got something going for it that could make it stand out as something viable. I also think that it's got a pretty good. This episode at least led me to believe that there's a theme here. There's at least something to learn. It's not just smut. It's not just some. There is going to be some sort of work that goes into making her better, him becoming better, and their relationship making both of them better people. So at the very least, I'm surprised. I thought I was going to, the title made me think it was going to be smutty, but it's actually way more wholesome. I mean, it was really a wholesome show.
There's like barely any ecchi. Like the only type of like sexualization that happens, like because our main character is like, I love mature women with huge tits. Like that's what I'm about. I'm not into little girls. And the person that he goes on a date with is his boss, and so he's like kind of like fucked up by it. He's like pretty sad that he's like, oh, like why did this girl go on a date with me when she had
a long standing
for like 5 years, I think they said.
Mm-hmm.
And then so yeah, it's just interesting to see like what happens. I'm just very, very curious.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah. At the very least, yeah. I mean, that's what I keep saying is like, it was interesting. More interesting than I expected. So, I don't know. I hope that I hope it stays wholesome. That's my only thing. I hope it's not. I hate when light novels are, if this ends up becoming a show about them falling in love, I don't know if I'll be okay with that. Like, I don't know if I want that to happen. I don't know. That's where I'm at with it. So, boys, let's thumb it. Here we go.
You take
There's a side for me. What?
You like?
Okay. You gotta
roll the dice. You gotta cook them, Ken. You gotta cook the dice.
You gotta show them what's coming. Yeah, it's a sideways thumb for me and Kenny. It seems, and David. David's already bought in. Higehiro is his favorite show of the season.
Hey, David is thumbing up a lot of shows.
Have I thumbed up every single show so far except for
you only thumbed down Nagatoro.
Oh, I side thumbed Nagatoro. Yeah.
Yep, that was it.
So really, that's like a half.
Yeah, yeah. He's probably still gonna watch that one too. No, okay. All right. Thibodeau, David.
Yes. Is it Super
Tokyo Revengers?
Fuck. Okay. Tokyo Revengers. Oh, this is really good. So, So Tokyo Revengers is about. So we see our main character, and I think in the beginning we just see him. We kind of get the idea that he's kind of basically a failure in life. He's he kind of bounces from job to job, and he's always not doing the best job. He's always apologizing, and even all of his managers are like, "You're always apologizing. Like, just be better." And so, and he gets kicked around. He just deals with it. And then one day, he's like, he goes to the train station. He's about to get on the train, and then someone, for whatever reason, just pushes him, and he falls on the train tracks, and he dies. But for fans of Erased, he gets blasted back into time, and he kind of comes back, and he sees himself as, I think I don't remember the age, middle school, like 14, 15 or whatever. Mm. And he's like, holy shit, I'm 14, 15, what's happening? And we see all of his like high school friends. We see that he used to be like a delinquent, like in his own little gang. And it's interesting because we see him realizing he's in the past, but he still has his memories of when he was in the future. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, oh yeah, I remember what happened. Like, this is when we got our ass kicked. And then him and his friends get their ass kicked by some older gang members from another school. And what's important is the show opens with, I just remembered, the show opens with he's watching the news, and he sees his like 5th or 6th grade girlfriend dies from gang violence, her and her younger brother. So when he goes back into the past, he's like, oh, I want to see her because I can't remember what she looks like. He sees her, and he has a moment. And then later on in the episode, he sees a little boy getting jumped. He saves the little boy, realizes that the little boy is the younger brother of his girlfriend at the time. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, you got to remember this date. You're going to die on this day. So you got to do whatever you can to protect yourself and your sister. And then he just comes back too, and it's the present time. And lo and behold, the little boy that he told that to comes up to him, and he's like, hey, you told me back then to remember this date. But unfortunately, my sister still died. So you have to help me, you got to help me try to like save her life. And that's the entire first episode. So, like I said, fans of Erased, there's some back in time stuff happening here. And we, I'm assuming that we're going to see him maybe harness the ability to go back in time and change the future. It's called Tokyo Revenger, so I'm assuming he's going to try to get some kind of revenge on the gang members to try to revive his girlfriend. So overall, very interesting. I really liked it. Not a lot else to say. What did you guys think about it?
Mm-hmm. And David, what's studio?
Yes. So originally a manga.
Yep.
Serialized in Kodansha's Weekly Shonen magazine, so it's a shonen.
Okay.
And it is adapted by Leiden Films.
Okay.
And notable works that they've done: Other Side Picnic, and Cells at Work, Code Black, and Supposed Kid from the Last Dungeon Town. Boonies moved to a starter town.
Oh, that's a classic one.
So, so a lot of shows that we saw from last season.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, and the Berserk remake. So we won't talk about that. So
well,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I thought animation was fun.
I can't.
I thought it looked good.
I'm such a child. Okay, I cannot leave a mystery type show like this just how it is. So I read all 202 chapters of this manga after watching this first episode, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the whole thing. But like, there are so many cool characters to come that I'm really excited about the rest of the anime. So, with no spoilers, I really was hooked. I love sort of the mystery thriller aspect of it. The idea that he's trying to stop a murder from happening that's already happened in the future, and he has to go back to the past. I like that sort of style, and so I'm,
the perfect timing for Kenny, mid-sentence. All right. Well, yes, Tokyo Revengers.
I agree, Kenny. I agree.
That was a really great.
Yeah,
Kenny.
I agree,
really
Kenny.
Great,
That's all great
yeah,
points.
I really like that.
All great points.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't disconnect or anything.
Nope.
No, I really enjoyed the show, and I really was hooked on it. So
yeah, you read the whole manga.
You read the whole manga.
Yeah, all 202 chapters, bro.
Wait, that's worse than watching episode 2. You saw the entire story,
bro. I don't know what to say.
Oh
okay.
my
Literally
God.
It's still growing though. That's what I was most upset about, honestly.
After watching it, I was like, this is gonna be Kenny's favorite.
It seemed like, well, I don't know if it may be my favorite. I don't know. If you read 202 chapters, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But
it's a lot of chapters, Ken.
We're so close to the end of. I can tell that this is very close to the end of the manga. And I'm very upset that it's not already completed.
Damn.
I don't know. This was I really like this. I like the show. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Like, good characterizations, great dialogue writing, overall fun concept. Yes, it felt a little bit too similar to Erased in some ways. Like the fact that it was like a dead female in the future that he goes back in time and tries to. You know what? It was almost too similar, but some of the execution and Erased was more about the mystery of it all. But I feel like this is more about the development of the main character, if that makes any sense. It seemed more focused on him than on mystery of like who murdered them, because that seems pretty auxiliary in my opinion. There wasn't a
It says that they get killed in gang violence by the Tokyo Manji gang, and the dudes that fucked them up are part of that gang, and so
so it doesn't really seem like a race whole thing was who are we gonna, or who was it who killed this person, and they find it at the end or whatever. But this is very different in that it's more about the development of the kid and him, because he wasted 10 years of his life. He kind of says that in the first episode. My life, I got my ass beat in middle school, and then the rest of my life has fucking sucked, and I'm almost in my 30s, and life sucks. And I was like, shit, that sucks, dude. So this is a second chance for him to do something that matters, and that seemed to be the vying point of the show. So I actually dug that. I really did. And I was like, yeah, so this is already, things have changed. I mean, the fact that he woke up, I didn't expect him to already wake up in the future at the end of the first episode and be like, I'm alive, but my sister's still dead. We got to fix this. I didn't think we were going to get in. So I almost like the ending opening that played at the end made them look like time travel cops, and I was like, is this gonna be like time travel cops? Like, what's happening? But I mean, I'm totally bought in. I thought the show sounds great. I don't know, good shonen vibes, dude.
Yeah.
I agree.
Cool. Thumb it up.
Got
boys.
his ass kicked.
He got his ass
Got
whooped.
his
And all his little fucking poser ass.
Fucking Akun and
all his
Natsu.
poser ass
little
buddies,
kids.
When they came up on the real thugs, I was like, uh-oh.
Takemichi, bro. I can't. Okay, listen. I can't wait till we meet Mikey. Okay, bro. Just give me Mikey.
Who's
Mikey? Lil
Mikey?
Mikey? Damn.
All right. Well,
All right.
okay. Thumbs, boys. What do we think? Ready, set, go.
You already know. Just
It's a thumb up for
just
me.
give me
David,
thumbs
it's always a
up.
thumb
It's
up
always
for
thumbs
you.
up. It's gotta be dog shit for me to not thumbs up.
Just like Odd Taxi, this is one that I could really see myself enjoying weekly. This definitely one that I could really enjoy weekly. It's got a nice narrative flow. So, all right, Kenny.
What's the next one?
Dragon goes on a house hunt, my dude.
I don't know what there is else to say, man. The dragon, he's got low stats.
This one's easy. This one will be quick.
He's got low stats, so he needs to find a nice house that he can protect himself from. Otherwise, people are going to come and try and kill him for his equipment. So first he goes to like a dwarf city to ask them to build a house, but then they try and turn him into equipment. He got kicked out by his dad because he's weak and he let the egg go away. He lost the dragon egg. Yeah, so then he goes to some harpies, and they're like, you can live with us, but he can't fly and get up to their house. Then he goes to some goblins, and some goblins are like, we can't really protect you. So then he goes to like some Sahagins, and they're like, well, we live in the water. And finally, they're like, go past the mountain and find an elf, and he'll get you a house, okay? He runs a realty company that we saw in the beginning of the episode, and so then he runs into them, and then he runs into some heroes, but then the elf vaporizes them, and you're like, wait a second. And I'm pretty sure the heroes called him the Demon Lord, but I don't know about that. He's just trying to find a house, man. The dragon is just trying to find a house, okay?
He runs a realty company, dude. He's not no demon lord.
He's not no demon lord.
Ain't no
okay?
damn demon lord.
He's an elf realty company, bro. He's just an elf,
dude.
Okay?
I thought he like
dragon's...
teleported them, but I was like, wait, did he kill them?
No, he fucking destroyed them.
Bones, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, he vaporized those people. Yeah, so David, do you have any info? Is this a manga? I don't know what this show is. Tell us.
So this is a Japanese fantasy manga series.
Oh, okay.
So it's originally a manga
about a dragon.
About a dragon who goes house hunting.
Yep.
Serialized
this one's about if you didn't know, this one's about a dragon going house hunting, guys.
Yeah, and it's not an isekai. This is just someone that dies and is reborn as a dragon looking for.
No, he's just a dragon.
It's a dead ass
regular
dragon.
Regular dragon.
Mm-hmm.
This was created 2016. It's still ongoing. It's a monthly shonen. And it is adapted by Signal MD. I have not heard of any of these animation studios.
We've had some new studios this season.
But this animation studio is doing Platinum End and Mars Red this season.
I'm excited for Platinum
what the
End.
fuck?
So that's very interesting. They're doing Platinum End, Mars Red, and Dragon Goes House Hunting.
Beautiful.
So
wow, they're
very
fairly new.
They also did a Fate Grand Order Divine Realm of the Round Table Camelot. Wondering.
Weird. UFO Table does most of Fate stuff.
Yeah, which is
okay, great.
Interesting. Yep.
David, thoughts on house hunting? Kenny laid it out pretty clearly here. I don't know.
I mean, it gave me a. It's like a. Isn't it like a old like fairy tale of like someone going from like place to place to place and like looking for something, but like it's like just not right or something. I don't know. I might be making it up, but it gave me.
What are you saying? Like the three little pigs, bro?
Are you talking about the three?
I might be thinking of the three little pigs.
Are you talking about that bitch Goldilocks?
Are you talking
about Goldilocks going in on the bear's house?
Oh shit!
Oh
man.
shit!
Too hot, too cold.
Goldilocks is searching in the three little
porridge
pigs'
is just right.
Man, this house is just right. You know what? Maybe I might be thinking of Goldilocks, but it gave me like those kind of vibes. Which
is kind of like fairy tale vibes. Like not the anime fairy tale, but like a fairy tale.
Oh yeah, no. That's dog shit. But which I mean obviously makes sense because this is like in a
He's right.
I said it. I'll say it again.
Fairy tale's dog shit. Okay.
Dog shit.
Oh. In the comments.
If you rated fairy tale anything above a 5 on your My Anime list, you have shit taste in anime. I'm just gonna say
got issues.
My anime list is awful. So
get in the comments, guys.
Whatever. Okay, Dragon Ghost House Hunting.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
It was fine.
It was fine.
I think that it was the funniest show of the season. I'm gonna say it right now. It was actually the funniest show of the season. I actually laughed more during it than any other show, other than maybe Odd Taxi. Odd Taxi's not meant to be funny, but it did make me laugh a lot. Yeah. But Dragon Ghost House Hunting was very funny for a comedy. The idea or this concept of like, what if a monster needs to pick where it lives, really started to kind of get to me because I couldn't think of like any other show that's tackled that concept. So I was like, this is a fun, unique, you know what I mean? Like, just doing that through a comedic setting of like, especially because there was a lot of video game elements built in. There were some RPG elements in the show. And I was like, oh yeah, like how do these monsters end up in these different dens or locations that you come across them in, you know? Mm-hmm. And I thought that was a cool thing that like this author was like, oh, what if a dragon had to figure out where he needed to stay? And I think that was cool. The animation was actually pretty low budget. I mean,
choppy.
It didn't need to look great because it's a comedy, but it was definitely one of the lower budget shows that we watched this season because, and you could tell it almost slideshow-esque in some points, but that was fine.
Yeah.
I didn't have any, it didn't throw me off that much. I noticed it, but it didn't make me go like, oh, it was still funny. You know what I mean? It was still funny. And I really, really, really liked all the dialogue in the intro scene where the slimes are like checking out the new layer.
I'm like, oh, like, this would be perfect for kids.
Oh, we can totally get in this little. Oh my god! You know, there were just so many.
That was probably the funniest part of the whole episode.
The elf is like, there's an escape door, and like you won't ever have to worry about running away from heroes ever again. Just really cool and funnily written, very funny dialogue there. And like I said, I think the dad, the king dragon, like his Japanese voice actor sounded like ProZD to me. So like I think ProZD needs to be the English. Like I don't know who I need to contact, but if Funimation doesn't get ProZD to play that dad dragon, I mean ProZD is the originator of King Dragon. It needs to happen because that the Japanese voice actor sounded like ProZD. Like I was so thrown off. I was like, holy shit. But it was funny. This was a funny show. The funniest, honestly, I thought it was funnier than Slime. The 300 slimes and maxed out my level. I thought this was funnier. Yeah. So I was definitely more invested because I thought it was funnier. But
the guy that voices Letty, the main dragon, voices Hacker from Akudama Drive.
Wow.
That's
very different.
I didn't get that.
Hacker.
No, Letty. Letty's the small dragon.
Is that not the main dragon?
The main dragon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was thinking of a different, but yeah, I remember Hacker. Okay,
he's talking about the dad dragon.
Yeah. But yes, okay, cool. Thumbs, boys. What do we think?
I didn't think this is the funniest anime of the season. It was really funny. Are we thumbing right now?
No, okay, he had a thought.
Go ahead. That was it. It's not the funniest. That's it.
Oh, it's not the. Oh, you thought
it's not the funniest. Yeah. I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't think it's the funniest.
Not funny, David. You think a big thumbs down.
You think there's a funnier one?
I think there's a funnier show. Hands down.
One we haven't talked about yet.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think I know which one you're talking about.
I think too, bro. I like.
No, if you guys are talking about the one that I think you're talking about, I hated it.
It was hilarious.
It's so funny.
It was so fucking funny. Okay, let's stop.
I have to quit.
Let's stop it. We'll move on.
Okay, thumb, dragon. Okay. Dragon for me is a side thumb. I can see myself watching.
Kenny, you're a damn liar. You're a fucking liar. You're not gonna watch this.
I'll watch it all.
Kenny loves Dragon Ghost House.
I'm gonna watch it all too.
I want to see what else he gets in, man.
We're gonna be doing our spring wrap up, and Kenny's gonna be like, "Okay, so I watched all of Dragon Ghost House Hunting."
I'll probably binge this at the end of the season.
Okay. Next, To Your Eternity. So I'll give us a quick overview here.
No, wait. Pause.
What?
If you haven't seen this show, if you haven't seen this first episode, I think you should watch it before you watch us talk about it. But okay, go ahead, Jerry.
Kenny's correct. The impact this is going to have on you watching it cold is way more important than hearing our review of it. So go watch the damn episode because it's a fucking masterpiece, and then come back here and you'll be able to hear our thoughts on it. So let's go. Episode 1 of To Your Eternity starts by introducing this sort of like shapeless, formless, sort of god-like being that has cultivated over time, blah, 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 becomes reborn in the body of this dead dog in this almost Antarctic environment. We don't really know where this is, I don't think, on like a real map. But a very cold Antarctic environment. And the dog wanders back to its owner, but obviously it's got the brain and thoughts. You continue to hear some narration from the thoughts of this sort of godlike being that's adapting to its, it's learning how to eat. It's learning how to yada, 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 be the dog that it took the form of. During this, the lead character, I can't think of his name. I don't even know. Did it say his name?
He doesn't get a name. No,
Fushi.
they don't name him.
Okay, so
I thought his name was Fushi.
Wait.
Maybe he has a name, but I don't know if they like say it outright in the episode or not. But if they did, I missed it.
You mean the dog or the boy?
I'm talking about the boy.
I don't think it gives the boy.
Does the boy have a name in the first episode?
I don't think so. He just he gives the dog.
The dog joins back with this kid, is what I'll say. He's probably like an older teen or younger, somewhere in the teens, and living in this sort of Antarctic. It looks like a village, but no one else is there. It's just the boy and the dog, and essentially they kind of are going about daily life, getting to know each other, hanging out, and the boy hints that there was a group of people that lived here with him that all traveled to paradise. They all traveled to paradise together. They left on the walls. You see drawings of all the people that used to live there with him. And the boy decides he's going to make the trek. He's going to go to paradise as well. He's going to leave with the dog, and they're going to travel all the way to paradise across the Antarctic icy landscape ahead of them, right? So he packs all his shit up, and he starts traveling in this direction. He says, you just keep going one direction away from the village. It was like south or something. You just go south. You just go south. And he keeps traveling along. He's traveling. He finds these rocks, right, as he goes along that are pointing him in this direction. The whole time he's talking to the dog as well. And, they're building they already have a relationship that predates the opening of the show, obviously, because the original dog dies. But the godlike being that's in the dog now is like getting to know this kid. And stuff about him, which that's important for the end of the episode. So they're traveling. The boy ends up getting hurt. There's an accident that occurs. He gets hurt. He's injured. He tries to just wrap it up and keep going and going and going. They make it to a point, right? They're following these arrows. They're heading in this direction. And they make it to a point where there's just a big X over the next arrow. He wipes it off and he's like, oh no. And he sees to his left all the graves. They're clearly grave sites of people, just dead people. And that is a sign to this kid that this is it. This is where all of the people he knew died. And it's pretty fucking devastating. It's the best way to put it. Because then instead of just like dying there, the kid picks his shit up, turns his ass around, and goes right back to his village. He was like, fuck this. This is it. All right. All of my people fucking died here. He packs his shit and heads right back with his injured leg and everything, goes right back to his village. But he gets there, and obviously the damage that had already been done. I mean, he was already on his way to dying. I think he was already, injured to the point of death on his way to this location. But when he dies, this being, okay, so the kid makes it home. He dies in his house, and the being assumes his form. The dog being then becomes in the same form as him, and the episode closes. It really felt like a short film, like its own compiled film thing. But I mean, from music to animation to artwork to story writing to dialogue to vocal performance. I mean, the fucking voice actor that played that kid, woo!
Yep,
he killed it. It felt like a movie, dude, like a straight up masterpiece film. Like, I can't believe that there's even more of this to come, because I can't imagine what direction we're heading with this sort of series. Because when you talk about like unique creative writing and a series that has not been done before and like avoiding tropes, like this show didn't have any of that. Because this is a shonen manga, I believe. Just like it runs in like a standard shonen magazine.
Weekly
but
shonen magazine.
Fucking Christ. Like this this is not like any other shonen you've ever watched, is all I'll say. If you have watched shonen before, this is not like any shonen you've watched before. So, David, information about the show. What do we know about it?
So I think the biggest thing is this was a very hyped up show because this is made by the same person that made Silent Voice, Yoshitoki Oima. And so this is their next work after A Silent Voice. And so I knew going into this, I was going to love this. It's a manga, and it runs a weekly shonen magazine since November 2016. It's being adapted by Brains Base, another one I've never heard of, but
I've heard of them for some reason. Have we watched something from them, maybe?
They've done Inspector, they've done Renee, that one rings a bell. They've done Duel Masters King.
Oh, that's fun.
Not really anything else. They've done Durarara.
Oh yeah,
Slice of
Bacano
Wolf
and
2.
Durarara. Those are really big shows to know about. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So they've done a lot of stuff.
Sweet.
And that's really it.
Sweet. Okay. Boys, thoughts? I mean,
it's I've read a lot of this manga already, and I just know, like, it's just, and the whole, the god, like, it's almost like he's a demigod, or I don't know, like he's a being, he's an orb created by God, it seems like, to sort of have an impact and be impacted by the earth as it is. And so, like, that journey and his journey, its journey, the immortal's journey, throughout this world, this land, is definitely going to be interesting. And I love the animation. I love that it, because the art is really good in the manga, obviously. And I think that, I just know there's a lot more to come, and it's going to be hard, man. Fucking shows that have the emotional toll that this show has, even in just the first episode, are they're tough to watch.
Prepare your bungholes, boys. It's going to be a rough ride.
I mean, if you've seen, I mean, we had a whole episode about A Silent Voice. So if you've watched A Silent Voice, then you're going to have an idea of the emotional impact that this show will have, because A Silent Voice wrecked us. It wrecked me.
Devastating.
So this is what. So I think, Jerry, you said before we started recording that there's going to be 20 episodes.
Yeah. According to my anime list, this is slated for 20 episodes, which is a little longer than a season. So it's a little longer than one core, but it's not exactly 2 full cores, which I think is a little interesting.
Yeah, like
maybe that's why it started a little late. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but 20 episodes for this first season. I can't imagine, like, the manga's still going, and 20 episodes is going to probably cover around 50 or so chapters. Kenny noted that, like, around chapter 50 is like, episode 1 only covered chapter 1, which is interesting. Yeah. But I assume the pace will pick up, because usually chapter 1 is like even longer than a normal chapter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
the first part ends at chapter 116, but I believe there's another.
Oh, it ends at 116. Oh, dang.
Yeah, there's another, I don't know, sort of stop off point midway through in like the 50, 60 chapter range.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it could be a good place to pull in for the end of a season. I'm sure if it's mighty successful, it'll get brought back for more. I'm sure that'll be the case. I'm sure they'll probably wait a little bit, probably a year break or something. So maybe we don't see another season until spring of 2022, or maybe even longer than that. But beside the point, this first episode leads me to believe that this is just going to be a masterpiece. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. This was the most gripping, all-encompassing first episode of an anime series I've ever watched. I don't know any other anime that was as just beautiful and devastating in the first episode. And just really, really well done. You just don't see that very often, right? I feel like it takes a couple episodes for a lot of shows to pick up steam. People say that Demon Slayer isn't good until episode 19. Like, there's all, you know what I mean? Like, it's like To Your Eternity just fucking slaps you in the face in episode 1. So prepare your bungholes if you're going to watch this show.
Yep.
Do we need to thumbs this one, guys?
I mean, I think subjectively, this is probably going to be like on a lot of people's list as the best anime of the season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sure it's going to be an obvious thumbs up from all of us.
Much to your surprise. No, I'm thumbsing it up. Yeah, I'm going to definitely watch this one. I think that there's just no way around it. It just seems like a lot of fun. So
yeah, it's just, it's great anime.
Yep.
Okay. Boys,
what's going to follow? What's going to follow?
Man, I know what's
eternity?
next, and it's going to make me angry when you guys talk about it. But we're going to.
David,
tell us about Combatants Will Be Dispatched, David.
Oh, okay.
David, tell me about Combatants Will Be Dispatched. What is this show about?
What's it about?
Okay. Let me.
I don't even know. Can you explain what this show is about?
Let me see if I can remember the first episode.
I watched the first episode, and I'm not fucking sure what it's about.
I watched it. This was the very first anime I saw of the 13 shows that we're talking about. So from what I remember, basically there is this force who they want to basically take over the universe. They want to expand their base of operations across the universe. And so our main character, who goes by the code name of Combat Agent 6, along with a combat android who can only self-destruct by the name of Alice. They are
she's both pretty and what's the joke?
I can't remember. There is a joke. So so these two people are teleported to a planet, and they kind of run into these monsters, and they are able to fight. The Combat Agent 6, he knows how to fight, so he defends himself. He fights the monsters, and then they're approached by a like a small, I guess, battalion of people led by she's not a princess, but she's like the I guess squadron leader, and she's like, oh, like, who are you people? And they like have some kind of like funny conversation, but they basically say that they're from a faraway land and they're lost their way. And so the squadron leader, she takes them to their kingdom. They meet the princess, and then they basically become they stay at this kingdom. And so their overall goal is to, kind of take over this planet. But for the time being, they're just in this kingdom doing a bunch of shenanigans. In the first episode, they changed a password to, what was it, Penis Party or something?
Festival.
Penis Festival?
Yeah, Dick Festival.
Dick Festival. Yeah, the Combat Agent 6 changed the password to an ancient device to Dick Festival because he wanted the princess to say Dick Festival.
Yeah, the evil points. He gets evil points for doing evil things.
Yep.
Yeah, and he uses evil points to summon a shotgun.
Yeah.
Yep. And so something before we get into like the background of this show. So this show I was excited for because this is made by the same person that made Konosuba, God's Wonderful Gift to This World, I think is the full title of that show.
Konosubarashi, God's Gift to This Wonderful Earth, okay?
God's Gift to This Wonderful Earth, yeah.
God's Gift to This Wonderful Earth.
And that show is like, it's ecchi, a lot of ecchi humor, a lot of just kind of ridiculous humor. And there's a lot of ecchi humor in this show as well.
This show too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of big boobies, a lot of dick jokes, a lot of, just dirty stuff. So...
Hey,
Jerry's favorite.
Yeah, Combatants Dispatched is just a great isekai about Combat Agent 6. I'm just happy and excited to go ahead and watch this show, man. I don't know what to say. Maybe best anime this season. Maybe best anime this season. Okay, I don't know.
In my opinion, funniest show of the season. From the 13 we've seen, the funniest.
No!
But my humor's
This
nasty,
is Jerry's favorite show, guys. It's his favorite.
Jerry, any opinions? What did you think of watching Combatants?
Yeah, Jerry, what'd you think?
I hated it. That's my only opinion. I hated all 20 minutes of it. I never want to watch it again.
That's it?
This is my only thought that I'll give. I hated it. I don't know what else to say. The humor was stupid, and it was not funny, and I realized that it was supposed to just be fun. Like, I realized it took me too long to realize that it was all supposed to be funny. And I think that even at the point that I realized, like, okay, this is all a joke. This whole show's a joke. I was still already just like, I don't want to watch this.
You couldn't figure out that this whole show's a joke whenever he said that if we already developed interplanetary travel, I would have already gone to the planet with just big boobied women. I
got it, but I think I was like thinking that there was something happening, but like it is an absurd parody of isekais to a degree that, like, if you like isekai and you like that sort of stuff, if you like fantasy isekais, this is going to be probably really funny to you because it parodies like every single thing from those shows at like massively fast pace. Like, it was like joke after joke after joke after joke after joke. Like, this show was there was like no in between. It was constantly like a run up and then a joke and then a run up and then a joke for every line of dialogue. I just don't think I don't know if I would. I felt like the kid that was like, this isn't funny. Like, I don't know, the whole time, like, boobs aren't funny.
This is lame.
It's stupid, bro. I don't know.
It's funny because Konosuba is like the exact same thing. It's a parody of the isekai trope of people dying and being reborn in the video games. And so, and it's funny because there's even, in the first episode, they even reference Konosuba, which I felt cool because I got it. I was like, that's a Konosuba reference. But
I have to say, the one time that I laughed out loud is when she powered on that big cube and it made the Windows startup noise. Yo, I laughed out loud. It said boom. And I was like, God damn it.
Gotcha, bitch.
Like, okay, that was pretty funny. I had to give it to him for that joke. That was funny.
That single joke.
That was the funniest moment.
It's just absurd. It's just.
Yeah.
It was absurdity for absurd. Like, okay, it was comparable to something like Bobobo to me. Like, it was just so absurd just to be absurd. Like, where Bobobo is an obvious like parody of shonen tropes, where, you know, people power up, they level up, they unlock things, they use the power of friendship. This was the same thing, but it was this parody of like fantasy tropes. Like, they were magically able to speak this language. There was a kingdom and a king, and the kingdom and the king had this. These were like very fantasy tropes that were being made fun of, and it didn't always work for me, and I just didn't think it was that funny most of the time, and probably because I thought the writing felt like outdated. That, like, to me, like, this felt like something that was written in like 2004. Like, it just felt like, I don't know. I just don't know if like groping and boobies is like still funny like that anymore. Like, there was a lot of like jokes that were centered around like boobies.
A lot of boobies. Yeah, a lot of booby jokes.
And I think that can be funny. It just didn't land for me this time.
Yeah.
Also, and Kenny thinks this show was really well animated, but I thought this show looked really sketch, dude. Like, there was a lot of pan shots, and like one of the the greatest offenders in like an anime, when you can tell their like budget's low, is when they'll draw one frame and they'll just like move the camera from one side of the frame to the other. And this show had a lot of like panning frames.
Yeah.
It had a lot of still shots where the only thing that was moving on screen would be the mouth. And you would get that a lot. It just doesn't seem like it was a particularly like high budget production. David, what was the studio again? It was like JC Staff. And they're kind of, honestly, I think they do a lot of like kind of not low budget, but a lot of their productions are not particularly like heralded. I think they did maybe like Food Wars.
Yeah, they did Food Wars. They did Run Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon. They're doing Zero.
It's definitely, they have a style.
They did One Punch Man Season 2.
Yeah, which is pretty much, it's the worst season of One Punch Man.
Well, season 1 was made by the fucking Avengers, so I don't know.
Wait, but Jerry, you have to love this because JC Staff also did Prison School.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they're a terrible company all the time. I think Food Wars is also really good.
Yeah.
Is it beautiful? No, but that's my one critique about the animation is there was a little stiffness. It had some issues is all I'll say. I don't know. I didn't like it. You guys have every right to like it. Enjoy it. It was a blast for you. All these other people out there's going to be a lot of people who love this show. That's fine. Not my style. Not my style, and I'll own that. I'll own.
Get in the comments. Get in the comments.
Get in the comments.
Get in the comments.
I think one thing about, because this is what I love so much about Konosuba, is that it just like did not take itself seriously at all. Like it's just just doing whatever the fuck it wants, and I appreciate that. So
and this show's doing that too.
Yeah. God damn
it. Clearly, it's just up there with Bobobo. Like, this just felt like an episode of Bobobo for me, and I don't. That's like the only comparison I can draw. Is like, it was that level of absurd. This was Perfect Hair Forever levels of absurd. Like,
no, that's
like hella absurd.
That's a tier above.
Yeah. That's way more absurd.
Grandfather, do you remember that fucking hot dog, bro?
Yeah, dude. But you remember the girl that comes in with her fucking tiny bikini on, dude? Yo, that's But I don't know. Just there's so much strangeness in this show. It was very odd. So I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a little bit. When that Windows startup music hit, I did start laughing a little bit more. So at least I got to give it. It had some jokes, but
yeah.
Okay, this next anime. Are we gonna do thumbs up, thumbs down?
Oh yeah. What's next, though, Kenny? What were you gonna say?
I'll get to it later.
Okay, let's do thumbs for Combatants. You guys suck.
Gotta watch this one.
You guys suck so much.
Okay, so this next anime we're gonna get to, guys.
What is it, Kenny?
It's one that we just watched the first episode of it, so obviously it's one of the 13 that came out this season. It's called Vampire Night. I don't know if anybody's heard of it.
Oh yeah, that show. Oh wow.
Yeah, so Vampire Night just came out this season.
It's called Vampire Night.
Yeah, so Vampire Night's a Japanese shoujo manga. It was originally created by Matsuri Hino.
Welcome to the Vampire Night Podcast, guys, where we all talk about Vampire Night, our favorite anime of all time, Vampire Night.
Produced by
you know how it is.
God damn it, Kenny. This was so well played. This is an hour and 46 minutes in that Kenny decides to finally hit us with Vampire Night. We thought this episode wasn't going to have it.
Every episode. It happens. Every episode.
Don't you dare wait.
This is the one thing I think about all episode. Every episode.
Honestly, if you've made it this far into this episode, get into the YouTube comments and put a tag, like for the time that Kenny mentions Vampire.
Timestamp my Vampire Night.
Kenny's Vampire Night. Timestamp it. That's the new Where's Waldo of watching our podcast.
If you timestamp the Vampire Night, we'll get you. We'll get you. Okay, we'll get you.
We'll get you. Okay. 3 left, guys. 3 left. We're powering through.
3 left? Holy shit. Okay.
3 left. Yeah, David. I know this takes a long time. That's our favorite thing. Kenny.
Yep.
Tell us about Vivy, Fluorite's Eyes song.
Okay. Fuck, bro. This one is tough. Okay. This is the other sci-fi one. It's a high sci-fi about artificial intelligence. So, fuck. Okay. It starts with we're like in a year and AIs have gone crazy and are just killing people. So then this scientist guy sends back in time this program to the very first like AI, or not like the first AI, but like the first like AI that sort of could think for themselves. Like they didn't have to like actively be told stuff or something. And he sent this program who dumped an immense amount of exposition onto us about all kinds of bullshit. Like so there's an AI law that passes after this guy dies, and so they got to save this guy and do some other things to try and not get this AI law passed so that AIs don't spin out of control. I don't know. The program AI talked really fast, but like
so fast.
I couldn't read. I had to rewind.
I was like, the exposition in this show was stupid fast paced. It was because the exposition robot was like, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like,
the concept is interesting. But yeah, and then so like the program AI teams up with this ancient AI from his time to sort of make it so that in the future AIs don't go around and kill all the people. And like that's sort of what we get in the first episode. Like, it does a big exposition dump. But I'm still interested. It looks really great. This show looks great. I really have enjoyed the animation so far. And I'm interested in, what's going to happen in the rest of the anime. Like, I want to know sort of how she maneuvers through.
You know why it looks great, Kenny?
Why is that, Jerry?
Wit Studio, baby.
Oh my God. Wit Studio, okay.
One of the best animation studios working today, baby. One of the
Show
best.
looks awesome. The concept is interesting. The high sci-fi, especially like AI, I don't know, like murdering people, or it's
right.
Getting a lot of iRobot vibes.
iRobot style.
This is what I thought 86 was going to be about, like sentient AI, and then surprised Vivy's actually about that. That one's about poverty. Yeah. This one's about
sci-fi shit. Yeah.
Sci-fi AI sentience. I wrote Carol and Tuesday meets Will Smith movie. That's what I wrote.
iRobot.
iRobot was. I don't know if you guys have seen Carol and Tuesday, but Carol and Tuesday is where it's like in the future, and they like live on a planet, and like all music has been automated in the future, and these two girls like still like to make music normally, like not AI music, and like they slowly rise the ranks of like pop music, as like normal musicians versus like robot musicians. Wow. So like this show is like Carol and Tuesday, but iRobot. Like there's murder and like robots are killing people.
Yeah. She just wants to make people happy with her singing. Okay.
Yeah. David, and so we mentioned Wit Studio. I know that I already looked this up, but I think you'll see it too. But this is actually an original idea that was created by the author of ReZero.
Oh,
so the author of ReZero is the one who came up with this idea. I'm not sure if he's actually credited as writing
Yamataka,
but he is credited as the idea, like the creator of the show. Mm-hmm. And it's an original anime series, I believe, as well. So this is we're living the experience as it comes out, guys. So.
Yep. They're making a manga and a light novel series, like in a few weeks.
That doesn't surprise me. So yeah, but the anime is the first debut of this story. So the anime is sort of the original. The manga and the light novel will be adaptations of this anime. So that's kind of cool to see. This is Idol Girl Apocalypse. That's what this is. Like, what Kenny didn't mention is that the original AI, the first AI, her purpose was to sing. Like that's all her purpose was, is to
make
sing
people
and make people happy
with their singing.
Yeah, happy with their singing. And I think that's pretty cool. I mean, obviously this series really benefited from looking gorgeous. So like the entire time your eyes are just having a feast.
It's tough though because you're fucking having to read so much. I feel like I'm a fast reader, especially subtitles wise.
Oh yeah,
that shit was blazing by.
Yep.
Yes. I had to like actually put everything down and like focus, because I was like, if I'm not focused on this show, like I'm not gonna read it fast enough.
Yeah.
Because in that fucking AI from the future
guy,
would talk, it was like Mach speed, dude. But I like the setup. I think it's got a really great setup. It's got a really cool concept. It's very high concept, like Kenny said, and it's gorgeous. And I think that it could be
looks amazing.
And I mean, I guess a lot of people have faith in the creator of ReZero, and a lot of people have faith in Wit Studio. So the two of them coming together,
good combo.
Seems like they've actually succeeded. Instead of, when you brought those other people together that made Back Arrow, I thought that was going to work too. But then Back Arrow came out, and I was like, well, this is a fucking.
I'm so afraid of the day where I have to go back and finish that.
But this looks like a much better attempt at bringing together some really awesome creators. So, I'm excited for this show. I liked it.
Yep, me too. This was actually one of the shows that I was very excited to watch, just because I saw the Wit Studio label, and I was like, okay, this is going to be great. So,
okay, thumbs. Yeah, I think this is a solid. I'm actually going to give this a thumbs up. I'm interested in watching the next one for sure. This is a thumbs up from Jerry.
I thumbs up everything.
Kenny, have you been keeping track? Has he thumbs down anything yet?
He's not thumbs down anything.
He's only sideways thumbed a couple.
He side thumbs a couple.
I side thumb. Also, random fun fact, the voice of Vivy is also the voice of Mujika from Promised Shitland Season 2.
Oh, yeah. David, what are you talking about?
Ooh.
I don't think they made a second season of
They didn't make a second season of Promised Shitland.
I'm not sure that... I'm pretty sure
they didn't do that.
The first season.
Yeah, it
right.
sucks.
They didn't make a second season. They like diarrheaed out a second season of promise
created
shit
an abomination. No, okay, great. All right.
I like the voice actor. Good job.
Two more to go. Two more. The next one, I got it, is The World Ends With You, the animation. So we're going to talk about The World Ends With You, the animation. Pretty simply put, the first episode follows the plot of the game. So if you've played the game, you're going to know mostly what you're getting yourself into. But to put it simply, our main character, I believe his name is Neku. He wakes. It's like Deku, but with an N. He wakes up in a world with it seems to be he's amnesiac. He doesn't say that out loud till the end of the episode, but he clearly doesn't know what's going on around him. But he's trying to figure out what's going on. He's seeing people get sucked up, blah blah blah. And this girl Shinji shows up, tag team high fives him, and then all of a sudden they're able to use their what? Shiki, sorry. I called her Shinji. Shiki shows up.
Get in the mech, Shinji.
I don't know. Shiki and Neku. So Shiki shows up. They get like high five. And she's like, yeah, now that we're tag teamed, we can fight. So then they start fighting the monsters. They also had a weird name that I can't think of. Maybe Notes or something.
Noise.
So these Noise start fighting them, but they beat them all. And they did it. They like cleared the level. And there are these like angels that show up and are like, or no, Shinigami. They're like death reapers.
Yep.
And they're like, all right, you guys cleared the level. Good job. And they pass out and they wake up and it's the next day. And they realize that they have to advance through 7 days in order to win this alternate world Shibuya tournament or fight, whatever that they're in. The next day, they meet a couple more people. Beat, I think, is one of the guys' names.
Beat and Rhyme.
Beat and Rhyme. And you get a little bit of some exposition about what the Shinigami are doing, sort of why they're in this tournament, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. But then you also learn, obviously, that Neku's an amnesiac. He doesn't know what's going on. Everyone else, Beat, Rhyme, and Shiki, they all understand that they're in, like, this other world, Shibuya. So it's like a real place in Japan, but it's like an alternate. They're, like, on another plane of existence. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, the episode closes with them fighting the next day's worth of villains. Which ends up being like they go to this like club and there's like other people there that are also, what do they call them? They have like player tokens. I'm not sure what they're called.
I don't remember.
Are they just called players? Something like that.
I think so.
Beat, Rhyme, Shiki, Neku, they're all like players. So they have like player tokens. So they like see another guy who's like a player, like follow him to this like fucking club, and there's like a big bad guy, and they all have to team up to beat it. And they beat it, and woohoo! But then you get like a clip of the Shinigami, and like they just appointed like a new bad guy Shinigami. It moved really fast, actually. I don't remember how long the game is or like what. I don't think it ends after the 7 days, if I'm remembering. Is it like something like they repeat it over and over or something? I'm not remembering the game super well. What in the game, is that what happens? I don't really remember.
There's 3, yeah. He plays 3 Reaper games.
Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. There's like more than just the 7 days, because the show goes through like 3 days already, so you're like one episode. It's like, this is going to happen real fast. But yeah, what do we know about the show, David? Is it well? Obviously, I've already said it's an adaptation of a video game.
Yep. So adaptation of the 2007 video game The World Ends With You, developed by Square Enix. It was on the DS. There's been a few remakes, or I guess the one remake, The World Ends With You Final Remix. And the anime is adapted by Square Enix, Domerica, and Shin Animation.
Okay. Cool.
There's a Wikipedia page for Shin Animation. What have they done? They have done a lot of older, like 70s anime.
Oh, wow.
And they've been doing anime ever since. I don't recognize any of these, so I'm not even going to list them. Oh, they did the Powerpuff Girls remake.
Nice.
So that's something. And like a lot of other anime. I'm not gonna lie, this put me to sleep. I was bored as fuck.
Yeah,
I was bored as fuck.
I said it too. Yeah.
I mean, the animation was like choppy. It seemed like there were some budget issues with the animation.
Seems to happen with like every video game to anime I've watched. Danganronpa, Blaze Blue, Phoenix Wright. They've always had like, I don't know what happens, but it's just like the budget is low or something for these video game adaptations, and they never are able to like. Off. Yeah.
And I don't know if I would enjoy this more if I played the game, because I've always wanted to play the game, but I haven't yet. So I don't know if I this might be my first thumbs down. I might thumbs down it, play the game, and then go back and watch the anime. But
yeah, you might like it more once you know about the game, and then you might be like, "Oh, it's fun to watch."
Because there was a part in the first episode where they do like Neku and Shiki do like a team up attack, and they did it like twice, and you could tell it's like the exact same animation.
Oh yeah, they reused it.
Reused it. Yeah,
I totally noticed that too.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I don't know if that's like a decision because that's how it's done in the game.
No, that's a budget decision.
In the game, Neku and Shiki are not on the same screen, right? Because it was a DS game.
Yeah,
they like fight on separate screens, and so it was cool because you would like fight with one with the stylus, and then the other one you would use like the control stick.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
it was a pretty unique game to play. Yeah,
but not in the anime adaptation.
I agree with you, David. When they were fighting, it looked like Code Lyoko. The fucking 3D animation killed them. The 2D artwork looked nice, but the animation was still choppy. I liked that it was stylized and it looked just like the game, like it was the exact style the game was in. So some of the 2D animation, I was kind of digging it, but the fact that they mixed in like the fucking Code Lyoko 3D looking shit when they would fight the noise, I was like, what's going on?
Yeah,
and it just looked. Yeah.
The pacing was like the pacing was like kind of quick too because like they like just went right into a battle and he was like, "Oh, I have fire hands." It's like, wait, how did you have amnesia, but you know how to use fire? Like, I was
I don't know.
There.
If you were playing this as a game, it would it just feels like it would flow better. But instead, they're just trying to pump it out. They were just like, okay, get to the story part.
That's what it felt like.
I don't know how they'll do the powers too, because you sort of like you make your equipment. So I don't. Like, are they just gonna pick different
like
powers to use? I remember I had like a weird fucking like bee power that was like really strong for some reason, so I would always use it.
Bees. The bees.
I don't know what it
was.
Well, it's because Shiki was weak. Shiki's like really like her like defense is bad.
Oh yeah.
So like the bees like protect her, and so like then you can just like go off as Neku, if I remember correctly.
I will say one of my favorite voice actors was in this show. He was also in To Your Eternity this season. He's the voice actor that plays Overhaul in My Hero, but he voiced older fella in this show. But then he also voiced the wolf in To Your Eternity. He's also the voice of the house husband on House Husband.
Yeah, Kenjiro Suda.
Kenjiro Suda, dude, I love that guy. And he's in I swear he's just getting jobs all the time. He's in everything. Like, I don't think...
his Wikipedia page is gigantic. Holy shit.
Bro, he's constantly getting roles. And that's impressive to be, constantly getting work in the anime industry in Japan. So, he has just been killing it lately.
He was in Horimiya.
And he was in Horimiya.
He's in Soma Spider So What?
Bro, he's in, I feel like he's in at least 2 to 3 shows every season. And
that's crazy.
No cap. He's always in something.
He is eating. Wait, he's in Mushoku Tensei, too. What?
David,
this guy's eating.
He's in every show, bro.
He is eating.
He works, dude. This man, Kenjiro Suda, is working right now, dude. He's working. People love his voice, and I do too. Honestly, it's so recognizable. Like the moment I hear it on screen, I'm like, "Oh, there he is again, Kenjiro Suda, back at it again."
It's like the raspy kind of voice, right?
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was in fucking Copcraft. I think he was the lead in Copcraft.
He was K.
Yeah, he was the lead.
Wait, he's an African Salaryman?
Dude, he's in everything, David.
Wait, he's in Jujutsu Kaisen?
Dude, you can't... Yeah, he's Nanami in Jujutsu Kaisen. He's Nanami, dude. Yes. Kenjiro Suda.
That's crazy.
So that was cool. That was one of the better parts of The World Ends With You. I don't know. I like the story of The World Ends With You, the game. The episode did fine adapting it for the most part. It could be fun to watch it all the way through just because the game is fun. But I'll admit there was enough flaws in this first episode that make me hesitant to want to watch the rest. Even though it's a cool game, it may just be one of those things where it's better. Just like Blaze Blue. The Blaze Blue anime is pretty piss poor, but the video game's a blast if you play the first game and you play the story. I love the game, Blaze Blue. So this show just maybe won't live up to that. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Other thoughts about World Ends With You, boys?
I've said what I wanted to say.
I really like the game. I really like the game story. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's an interesting one. So definitely, I'll check more of it out. But
yeah. All right, thumbs, boys. Where are we at?
No,
David's
bro.
first down thumb.
I think it might be his first down thumb ever.
Probably my first down thumb ever. Wait, actually, no, I down thumbed X-Arm.
Oh, wow. That one didn't even need
Thank the Lord. I don't know.
That one had a fourth category.
If you had given it anything but a down thumb, I would have probably quit the podcast.
No!
Come on, X-Arm exists in the fourth zone, okay?
X-Arm was on another plane of terrible.
It's like up thumb, side thumb, down thumb, and then X-Arm. And if anything's... It's its own tier, okay?
I have to go back and finish it because I finish every anime I start.
David,
which means I have to watch all 24 episodes of Back Arrow.
Don't you dare watch the rest of X-Arm.
I want to go back to Back Arrow just because, like, I
want to see if it got better.
My question is, did Back Arrow ever get better? Because the first episode was bad.
Get in the comments.
Apparently, like, on the anime subreddit, like, there were weeks where it was, like, top 15, I think. Like,
don't play.
So I guess it did have some.
I'll have to go back to it, man. I'll have to go back to it.
I just can't. It's hard for me to believe that when he was getting naked and jumping in mechs, dude. Like, I just don't know.
Maybe that's the fan service was what was saving it. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe. All right, last one. David.
What was the last one? I don't know.
Super Cub.
David.
I
love Super Cub. All right. Listeners, you are in for a treat with some wholesome Super Cub. So, Super Cub is a typical slice of life anime, and our main character is a girl. She goes to middle school, high school, and she's pretty timid. She's to herself. She, as far as we know, she doesn't have any friends. She lives by herself. So, other than going to school, she's pretty much a shut-in. But in the beginning of the episode, we see her. She likes to bike. We get the idea that she takes her bike to and from school, and she's going up a hill and she's struggling. And we get the idea. Okay, so she's struggling every day, and she sees a person on a moped, motorized scooter, go up this hill with the ease, and she's like, "Damn, that would be pretty cool." And then later in the middle of the episode, we see her. She stops by a motor scooter shop, and she's browsing. They're all too expensive. And the owner of the shop comes out, and he's like, "Hey, I got a used one for like $100." And she's like, "All right, I'll take it." And she takes it, and she's scootering around, and we see that there's a new light within her. Something has changed within her. And that's basically the whole show. So we're seeing this girl become a better person because of her scooter. And I'm here for it.
Super Cub was a light novel and manga series.
Okay, yeah. What's the details?
It was first a light novel, then a manga, and then it was done by Studio Kai. I can't click on them on Wikipedia, so I don't know what they do.
Oh.
It was written by Tone Koken and illustrated by Hiro. Yeah, man.
So the one thing to note about this show is that... Oh, what?
This was like biking the anime. I don't know, bro.
It's super simple. It's just literally about a girl riding her moped. And what makes me sad is that when you ride a moped, you apparently travel to the X-Arm universe.
Yeah. All of a sudden, when you get on the moped, after walking in beautiful 2D, you step on your moped and you join X-Arm in the fucking...
It looks so good, dude. That's the worst part.
The 2D animation is beautiful.
Beautiful 2D hill with like beautiful, you can see the clouds, and all of a sudden over the hill, X-Arm looking, what the motherfucking...
It makes me so sad because the show opens, the episode opens with like, it's like silence. It's just like cutting to like scapes, and you're like seeing like the countryside, like everything's in the countryside. You see roads, yeah, beautiful. You see
the water animation looks awesome.
Yeah,
like just so much good animation in there.
And then you just hop on that Super Cub.
And then she's like,
It's game over, dude.
Oh.
So it looks like Studio Kai did Keijister of a insect or whatever. Mushikago no Keijister. They did Ume Mutsume, but only season 2.
Oh,
that's the one. That's the Horse Girls.
Yeah.
7 Seeds, Phantasy Star Online 2 episode Oracle, 25 episodes, and a new tennis anime that I guess came out or is coming out February 13th, 2020. That last season came out last season.
Okay.
So only anime on my anime list.
Yeah, not a lot of work though. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that this show looks great 70% of the time.
It looks awesome.
It looks really
so good.
30% of the time, I wanted to turn that shit off, dude. I was like, "What's happening?"
It looks so good, especially whenever she gets on the bike and then the colors come into and you're like, "Wow!"
Oh my god, so beautiful.
And then she starts driving the bike and it's like,
I just wrote down, "What in the 3D bike riding fuck is this?" So
I just don't get it. Okay,
I don't get it either. Can they not figure out how to animate a moving bike? Or I mean, she's just sitting on the bike, so there's nothing to like 3D.
I have no idea, David. It was so confusing to me. Hopefully it gets better. Honestly, I hope that they just choose not to use it or something.
It's gonna happen.
I know.
Well, here's the thing, guys. Demon Slayer had some bullshit ass 3D animation early on.
They did.
You always got to remember that.
Oh.
And then out of nowhere, we get some episode 19 shit.
Yeah, that's true. Super Cub has potential for not doing it,
Yeah, but
who knows? I'm sure it's easier on the budget to animate those scenes using 3D, and I'm sure that's part of why they're doing it.
Sure.
But we'll see.
I bet they'll repeat them too. Like
Kenny.
Because it's the same streets.
Say
right?
that they really might.
It's the same streets.
Yeah. She's traveling around the same city. Okay, yeah, but the cool thing about this show is that there was little dialogue. The story was told through music and visuals. And because of that, you get a lot of really cool scenery moments, and you learn a lot about this character just through very little dialogue. And I thought it was a lot of fun.
They played the one classical song that gets played in the anime.
Yeah.
Claire de Lune is the name of the song. So that was cool. And it was a very deeply personal story. This girl is living alone despite being a high school student. And has found like this one thing. She said at the beginning, she has no hobbies, no family. And this is it. Like riding her Super Cub is what she's found as her thing. And I think that we can all I don't know who you are. Everyone in my mind can relate to finding that thing, like finding one thing that has become deeply personal or profound for them when others might not think it is such. So yeah, it's really cool to watch her find that. And the color, like Kenny said, the scene, she gets on the thing and the color blasts into the world. Yeah. And what a great visual interpretation of finding your thing. And I'm curious to see where else this goes. There's clearly some other girls involved that also maybe ride mopeds.
Super Cubs, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Their own little gang going on.
Yeah, I guess it's gonna be like a little. So she's gonna maybe find friendship through her hobby, that's exactly what hobbies are all about. Like when you find a hobby, like finding people that care about the same shit you do. So I think there's a lot of potential here. I just hope to all that's holy in the world to stop using the 3D animation on those damn bikes, dude. But I'm just imagining it now, like all four of her and her friends, like all on their X-arm bikes, coming over the fucking mountain.
That'll make it the funniest anime of the season. Funniest anime of the season.
Instantly the best. So I don't know. I mean, I did really like the episode, though. It was genuinely quite heartwarming.
Yeah.
So
very wholesome.
Boys?
I'm ready to thumbs.
All right.
You know my thumb.
I'm going to do a solid side thumb as well.
David's only up, bro.
Kenny, are you doing up too?
No, I'll do side.
Side as well.
If I click on it again, I click on it again, man. I don't know.
If I'm vibing, I might. All right,
I don't know what the fuck that anime was about, bro.
What do we think our top three of the
Super Cub, Kenny?
To Your Eternity.
Yes.
Odd Taxi.
Yes.
Maybe Vivy for me. I don't know.
Okay. So Kenny says To Your Eternity, Odd Taxi, Vivy. David?
Yeah, let me think about it.
Hard.
Okay, so Kenny's like To Your Eternity and Odd Taxi for sure, but he's thinking about the third. Yeah. David, you have a top three.
I feel like it's obvious. I feel like the To Your Eternity, Odd Taxi are the two obvious ones for me.
Yeah.
Oh, but the third is so hard. I would have to say Higehiro because
Higehiro.
I'm just really interested in that story.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my top 3.
Yep. Kenny, do you think you're solid with your 3, or do you think you want to change it?
I'm re-looking over. I mean, I'm interested in 86 as well, but like,
I like Vivy better.
Yeah, I like Vivy.
I know they're not
too.
the same. I know thematically they're not exactly the same because I think.
See,
okay,
Tokyo Revengers would probably be on it, but I ruined myself. I'm already
read the whole manga, so you're never going to watch
far
it
ahead.
Kenny won't watch another episode of Tokyo Revengers because he read every goddamn chapter.
Oh,
fuck, bro!
Son of a bitch. Okay, for me, I obviously agree with the two of you. To Your Eternity and ODDTAXI are the two that I am going to have to watch. But I'm going to put Tokyo Revengers as my third. I think it was the one that I didn't spoil myself by reading the entire manga the week after. So that's going to be my third. I think those 3 stood out as really high praise. So there's your seal of approval from the Uncensored Anime Podcast. Go watch To Your Eternity and go watch ODDTAXI. Those are 2 shows that you need to go do. One based off a manga, one's an original anime. All 3 of us boys agree. Those were the top tier. With some of our sub tiers being Higehiro, Tokyo Revengers, and Vivy as some potential sub tier shows as well that might also be really good. Shows you should probably avoid, according to Jerry, are Combatants, Will Be Dispatched, and Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. Avoid those.
Those are going to be like the 2 most popular anime.
Those are going to be like...
Oh, those are going to be so
mid-season,
popular.
Those are probably going to be like highest karma on the subreddit.
Oh, people are going to love those shows. And I couldn't stand either of those first steps. At least you guys liked Combatants, so...
Yeah, Nagatoro might actually get better, but yeah, it's cringe until
I'm ready for Nagatoro to start protecting Senpai. Okay, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Okay,
yuck. All right, boys. Well, there we go. We wrapped it up. We did good. Under 2.5 hours, so I'm proud of us.
Yeah,
under 2.5 hours.
Yeah, under 2.5 hours. So we're at a little over 2:15.
Yep.
Let's do our plug. So if you made it this far, you know the rules,
how it
guys.
is.
Go ahead and hit us with a like, a comment, and subscribe. And if you do all that, you can actually message us over on Instagram and say that you want to enter into the Nejire giveaway. Yes, we're still giving away this Nejire Funko Pop because no one has entered yet. So if you
take the damn Funko, it's free.
Easy. It's so easy.
Just take it.
Funko Pop. You just like, comment, subscribe, and shoot us a message on Instagram saying, hey, I'm interested in entering the Nejire giveaway, and we will get you entered, and we will send this Funko Pop directly to you for free. That is what we're doing. A very rare, very exclusive, very expensive on the secondary market Funko Pop that you could get just for being one of our faithful listeners. The only way to know about this giveaway is to have listened to the end of one of our last couple podcasts. So if you made it this far and you're listening, you're like, wow, I've unlocked, you've now big brained it. You can enter and win. But for real, thank you so much for listening. Like every week, we're just so grateful for any of your continued support, for coming back for another episode. We love to do these. I mean, I hate to say it, boys, but these is like some of my favorite. Is when we $250 is her current standing value on Pop Price Guide. Is that the shared sticker one though, Kenny, or the con sticker?
I think it mixes them together. So.
Oh yeah. Sometimes it does that. So it's probably. I think it's more like 100. I think it's more like 100, 125, something like that. But that's what Nejire's worth. You guys should definitely enter in this giveaway. If you've made it this far, reward yourself and enter the giveaway. But seriously, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for being a part of this. Some of our favorite episodes are when we get to do these first impression episodes because it's just fun. We get to watch a lot of different shows, tell you how we're feeling, and give you first impressions on a lot of different shows. So hopefully you enjoyed that as much as we enjoyed doing it. We're going to keep doing these every season. And obviously we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming next week. So we'll hopefully do some reviews, do some news, do some other anime stuff. We just like to do anime stuff. Maybe we'll have another guest on soon. Who knows? We might have some more guests. I could think we might. But thank you so much for being here. Like, comment, subscribe. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Do all that beautiful stuff. Thank you guys so much. This is the Uncensored Anime Podcast, and we are saying peace.